we start.
We're starting? Okay.
We're starting because we got only 3 hours and we got to
Let's
get as
let's get
much
as
in as we
much
can.
let's get as much in as we can, including that fist.
Of course. All right.
Okay. So to begin with, you guys, you're in the big city. Living in the city is tough right now. It's hard to find a job, but a local security company, yeah, it kind of mirrors real life, doesn't it? It's very topical. Um, a local security company has been looking for new people to help them out with their various services. And the security company does everything from offer security services to clients where they have guards in the house, to bodyguarding services, to inspecting houses for their level of security and things of that nature. So if you got pesky kids in your house, they'll be happy to help you get rid of them and keep them out. So
No
you
questions asked.
huh?
No question.
No questions asked. So you three have submitted for jobs at the Savatone Security Agency. And on this day, you've been invited in to talk to the boss and get a provincial license, essentially, to do security work in the city. But first, you gotta be tested on your metal to make sure that you are good at what you do. So you arrive at the building, you arrive at the security company, and first thing in the morning, the lady lets you in and says, "You're gonna meet the boss." So you walk into the boss's office. There's a big ass desk in there with a big ass chair. You'd think this guy is gonna be gigantic, but instead you see this little gnome hop up onto the top of the desk. He's just got a he's gray haired. He's got a comb over. He's got a monocle. He's got a brown tweed suit with a blue tie on.
Mm.
And he looks at you three and goes, "Is this the quality of stuff I'm getting today? What is this? I got three urchins off the street who want to work for me. What am I getting these days? Okay, you know what? I don't care. You want a provincial license? What we're gonna do is we're gonna test you. I got someone who's got a security system in the house, and I need you to test it. This old man's a little crazy. He says it's a huge deal, but we're gonna make some money off of it. So the first thing I need you to do, I need you three to introduce yourselves to me, what you do, and then we can send you out to the house." And then so the little gnome looks at Edge first and says, "You there, what's your name and what you do?"
Well, I'm Erwin. I make things blow up with my mind.
Well, look, we're gonna have to minimize the damage now. You can do some stuff while you're in the house, but I'd avoid blowing up the whole place if you could. That's too much on my insurance.
I can dial it back.
That's good, because I ain't gonna hire your ass if you're just gonna be out there blowing the shit out of everything. You got me?
Yes, sir.
And he looks over to the little halfling in the middle, which is you, Zig, and he says, "What's your name and what you do?"
I'm Zig. I punch good.
I don't know how good punching's gonna be effective in testing a security system at some rich guy's house, but okay. He rubs his forehead and scratches at his hair. He's like, "Man." So he turns to Q and he looks at you. What's your name and what you do?
I am Lancelot Morgan. I am a cleric.
What's a cleric gonna do busting into a house? Oh, Jesus H. Christ. Can't even send me some normal... Okay, you know what? Whatever. Okay. If this is what I got, this is what I'm gonna do. Okay, so there's a carriage outside. What I need you guys to do, jump in it. They're gonna take you to go see the old man at the front of his house. He's gonna explain everything. Once you get there, don't mess it up. You mess it up, you're fired, you get out of here. I'm gonna hire somebody else. You can go continue eating roaches off the street. You got me?
I understand.
I can't go back to roaches.
Okay. God. The three of you leave the office. You go back out front. You jump in a carriage, and after about an hour's ride up deeper into the city, you get dumped off into where you see yourselves on the map currently. Now, as you hop out, a genteel old man is there to meet you.
Well,
And what he's going to do is he's going to introduce you a little bit to the house. So he stops and he looks at you three, nods approvingly, and just, okay, this is good. This is good. He hands you a folder of papers. He hands it specifically to the cleric. The folder of papers is filled with a map of the house. This is before he's even said anything.
A map.
So the map of the house is the 4 images that I put in the group chat, okay?
Okay.
It consists of the first floor, second floor, an attic space, and a cellar, okay? The older gentleman says, all right, so I'm rich, I'm old, you know this, I don't care what you think. But I have a security system that I need to test. The house is filled with various guards, creatures, and traps, because I don't want just anybody getting in my house and taking my things, you understand? So, your goal is to go into my home, okay? You are to make it through the home to the cellar where I have stored a very special item, okay? And once you are able to retrieve that item and come back here to me, then I will consider your investigation and your testing complete, so to speak. Now, it is not so easy as that you walk into the house, go downstairs, and grab the item. No, 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 no. Your goal is to explore the house, test everything, while also looking for a way to the cellar and getting the magic item. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but you'll know it when you see it. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
You want us to go in there and set off all your traps.
And I don't want you blowing the place up. You are not allowed to kill any human beings. And your other goal, secondary to this, is to collect as much valuables as you can. The more valuables you get, the more the Savatone Security Agency will get paid for this particular job. If you come out successful, I will give the company a bonus, and you guys might get a little on the side as well, if you know what I mean. And the company will get my contract. Should you fail, where all of you are knocked out or removed from the home, the security company gets nothing, you get nothing. Good day, sir.
Good day.
Good day. Do I make myself clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you gentle folks have any questions?
No, not really.
Well, that's good.
I'm sure
All
we'll
right.
understand on the way.
Yep. All right, so off we go. So the old man walks off, does his thing, and now it is your turn to move about and attempt to enter the home while also finding the MacGuffin and escaping with as much loot as you can. So the goal of this is on the screen, I'm only going to be showing the current floor that you are on. However, you can go to Discord and review any of the other pages in here as necessary. Whenever you move into a new floor, I will switch the map on the screen as well.
All right.
So, how would you guys like to proceed?
Well, I could
Magic
go up
is-
to the front door and try and open it with Mage Hand.
Well, you might want to... Well, I mean, I guess if you want the mage hand to...
Should we try the door handle first?
Yeah. He wants
You
us to set off all the traps after all.
He wants you to test the house and, try as many traps as possible. You're welcome to skip traps, rooms, people, whatever it might be. You're not required to do everything, but the old man would like it if you could explore as much as possible. So, you are welcome to move your icons up, and we can adjust the map as needed.
Of course.
So, move up. So, until we're in a combat situation or an event, you are allowed to move freely. However, once we are in combat or some other event, you are limited to whatever your character's movement speed is. And for everybody that doesn't have short, stubby legs, that is typically 30 feet per action.
I feel like
Or
you're
40
calling one of us
sorry,
out
40
here.
feet. Well, I mean, Zig is the short one. What
Right,
race
right.
are you, Edge?
I am human.
You're a human, so 40 feet. Hugh is human?
I believe so. Yeah,
I think so.
human.
And then Zig is a halfling, so he has 35 feet.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. So let me know. What do you guys want to do? How you want to proceed?
Is there turns?
Turns won't occur until we're actually in combat or an event.
Okay.
So right now you're allowed to move freely, role play, do whatever you need to do. But as soon as I say, hey, we're in combat or an event, that's when turns and initiative will come up.
Got it. I say we try the front door.
Well, we gotta try the front door. He wants us to set off the traps.
What traps do you speak of?
The traps
see
that he
any
mentioned
traps.
were all over the house.
Do you see any traps?
No, but we can assume that they're there.
What makes you think there is one at the front door?
Where's the first place a thief is gonna try to break in?
Not typically the front door. That's not where I would go first.
Well,
I mean, there's a front door. There's some windows. I mean,
Yeah?
yeah, but we might as well try the front door.
If you are not brave enough like I, Lancelot, I will try the front door. Are there any objections?
We could do it with mage hand instead of you using your real hands.
What are these mage hands you speak of?
you have the idiot cleric.
I am no idiot, although I will say that a library is not where I like to frequent. But I see
That's-
myself as more of a...
You do realize that's the exact opposite of what I designed your character around,
Is it?
right?
Oh, wait.
You have a quest for knowledge. You built your life around a library.
Oh, yeah. It was the charisma that's down. I think I'm role-playing it a little backwards here.
Also, I need to correct you, Kendros. The default movement speed for halflings 25, but I'm a monk, so I get plus 10.
Okay, so 35, but still it's 35. Anyway,
I still say we should try the front door.
don't you
Yeah.
correct me on live TV ever again.
I didn't. You the one corrected me, because you were right. I have more wisdom and intelligence than I do charisma, and I was speaking with lots of charisma and like no intelligence.
Yeah, you're not a jaunty, charismatic paladin.
Okay.
I mean, you can still have that kind of attitude, but I don't think it's gonna play well in a roleplay situation. Because I mean, if you want your character to be bombastic like that, you can play him like that. But when it comes to interactions, people are probably gonna look at you very funny, and you may not be successful in some of those interactions.
Opens door.
Okay.
All right. Zig, open that door.
I already selected to do that. You don't have to tell me to open the
Oh.
door if I'm already opening it.
I apologize.
So the door opens. You see two guards. They are moving about the central foyer. They're moving left and right amongst the pillars and then back this, so on and so forth. Same with this guy, back and forth like this. Or have you opened the door all the way? Are you just kind of peeking in? How brave are you?
I'm not very brave, so I'm going to say peeking.
Okay, so they haven't noticed you then if you're just peeking in, but they are just kind of, patrolling back and forth across the foyer.
Halfling, what is it you see?
Two idiots.
I
Are those
mean,
the guys in front of you or behind you?
I mean, in sight of the house.
Inside the house, I see a carpet. I see two people patrolling.
All
I
right.
also see a stairway and a couple pillars.
See a stairway.
And we're not allowed to kill them.
You are not allowed to kill any human beings.
Are these human?
Yes, these are human.
Okay.
These are living beings.
How can we stun them?
I don't know.
Anyone have any ideas?
Is it still too early to use abilities? Or
No, it is. You can use abilities whenever you like.
Then I would like to use Pass Without Trace.
Okay.
Zig Jika says you cute.
Sorry, hold on a second. I had the wrong page open.
Yeah. This is a first for me, so.
Same.
I'd say, well, half. I did try doing D&D with like high school friends forever ago, but it did not end well.
Aw.
Okay, so
It's okay. Go ahead.
so pass without trees. Okay, so you can create a veil of shadows, and silence radiates from you, masking you and your companions from detection for the duration of the spell, which is up to 1 hour. And each creature you choose within 30 feet of you has a +10 dexterity bonus. So if you would like to cast Pass Without Trace, you are welcome to.
Okay.
But you guys are not allowed to get more than 30 feet away from Zig, otherwise you may be noticed if you are in a room with other things with eyes, essentially. So Zig casts Pass Without Trace.
Okay.
You are fairly invisible to human eyes, and you will be able to move silently through an area. Would you
As
like
long as
to
you
go?
don't actively run into someone.
Can you actually check how big this radius is? I don't know what 30 radius would be on your map.
Can you see that?
Where?
Okay, so if you take the protractor symbol from the right side, you can click and drag it out, and it will mark. So 30 feet is pretty much the entirety of the foyer, from
Oh, that's
bottom to top.
That is beautiful.
So as long as you don't bump into anybody, you're largely able to move past these guys.
Nice.
And it comes with a dexterity bonus.
Yeah, +10 dexterity bonus.
Oh.
All right, so go ahead and move your icons.
Oh, all of us.
Yes, you have to move your own icons.
Okay.
We attempt to slip past the guards.
Halt, criminal scum!
Ah,
You're violating my mother.
Prepare to die. Okay, so you guys reach the top of the stairs of the foyer. On straight ahead from you is a set of double doors. There's a hall to the left, a hall to the right.
where should we go?
Where would you like to go?
Splitting up may be a good idea, but if we get into trouble...
No, I doubt it.
When it comes to any kind of party system, I do not recommend splitting the party.
Well then, best to stick together.
Yeah, we stick together with the guy who's cloaking us.
Very
That-
well.
That would be ideal, yes.
Very well, yes.
So which way you guys gonna go?
I vote we go
Well-
left.
Should we see if we can steal that piano?
I don't think you can steal the whole piano.
The piano.
The piano is not considered a valuable on my list, but I mean, if you can figure out a way to take a whole piano,
Nah, I didn't take those spells.
I would be very impressed.
What do you even want with the piano?
He said get valuables. He did not specify which ones.
I'm just gonna say we have another, 55 minutes of this Veil of Shadows, and we wasted 5 minutes standing on the foyer.
Yeah, so you might want to get moving.
I say left. Any objections?
We only have. Yeah, okay. Move your tokens in the direction that you'd like to go.
I say left, and possibly into this room here.
Okay. Are you guys going to directly enter the room?
Oh.
I'm going to use Mage Hand to open the door.
Okay, you
All
cast
right.
Mage Hand, it grabs the handle, and it opens up to reveal a nice little living room.
Okay.
The living room contains a fancy carpet, some shelves, a desk, and a nice seat looking out through the window. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. I need to change something. 1 second. I did an oopsie.
It
Started
happens.
on
Okay.
1 floor up, didn't you?
Yeah, I started with the second floor.
That's what I thought.
Well-
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we went up the
It's okay.
stairs.
I didn't
Well,
want
yes,
to pull
yes,
you
you
out
did.
again.
But hold on. But the foyer isn't going to take you up to the second floor.
Oh,
So give me a second.
it will take us up to the
Game. I need you to delete. Thank you. Remove.
Oh, the void.
It's so
Okay.
dark and so cold.
Okay, so
Alright.
it did it. I think it took your tokens too.
It did.
That's frustrating.
Ah, well. Oh, they're so small now.
That's what she said.
Haha.
So so if you do go up the stairs, it will take you to the second level. So we're gonna consider that you're still in the foyer and you're still down here.
Oh, okay.
Wait till Edge gets his icon back. Okay, perfect. Okay, so you enter the living room. You see a nice long couch, a couple of small couches, table in the middle with an open book, a creepy looking deer head above the mantle, a couple of suits of armor, and a table in the back of the room with skulls on it.
Hey, Ken, you sure you got the scale on this map correct?
I'm not worried too much about the scale right now.
Because it kind of affects how far the shadow thing affects us.
As long as you're like within good range, you'll be fine.
We don't
Yeah.
need to be specific about it. Just assume that the room is about 30 feet across from top to bottom.
Yeah, no need to nitpick.
I mean, I can always put up the grid and organize it if I wanted to, but the grid kind of takes away a lot of the detail from the map, so it's not that pretty. Okay, so now that you're in the living room, what would you like to do?
I would like to steal the book.
Okay. Attempting to touch the book causes it to shut on your hands like a bear trap. I need you to roll 1d4 for well, I get to roll 1d4 for damage. Haha! Your fingers! You take 3 damage. Edge, for being a little klepto. And now you have to roll a strength check to open the book and get your hand out.
I could have told you that that book was a trap.
So I need you to roll a d20, Edge. And it needs to be a 10 or higher, which would include your strength bonus if you have one.
Do I have a strength bonus?
Yeah, what is your strength?
9. I do not.
You have a -1 for your strength bonus. So you essentially rolled an 8. You're going to have to ask one of your friends for help to get the book off your hand.
Oh,
unless
boy.
you're just going to suck it up and let it just hang off your hand for the rest of the night.
I have a +1 in strength, so... Zig, what about you?
I'm +2.
It doesn't matter. You can roll a strength check. As long as you get a 10 or higher, you can help Edge get the book
What do
off
I
his
need to
hand.
roll?
So you're going to roll a d20,
Okay.
which is the one at the top.
17 +2.
Okay, so the little halfling that likes to punch things walks up to Edge, grabs the book, rips it off his hands, and tosses it on the floor.
I use Mage Hand to pick up the book.
You didn't say that.
You didn't.
Well, now he
No, I do it now.
does. Now he does. Now, again,
You use your
I
mage
could have
hand to pick
told
up
you
the
it was
book.
a trap.
It tries to chew on the mage hand, but of course, mage hand is incorporeal, so it can't do anything. What are you gonna do with the book, Edge?
Put it in a bag.
Do you have a bag that the book is not gonna chew through?
No, I didn't know how much money I could spend at the beginning of the thing, so I didn't buy anything.
Let's assume you bought something. If you were going to do that in this case, what would you have purchased?
Bag of holding.
Okay, let's assume you have a bag of holding. Go ahead and toss it in there.
I toss it in the bag of holding.
Fantastic.
Can I also get a bag of holding?
I think only one person needs a bag of holding,
Oh, okay.
because that's pretty powerful.
All right.
But if you want to share things with Edge and have him do it in the bag of holding, which is essentially its own little pocket dimension in a bag, you can ask him to hold stuff for you. You
Got
can have your own pack or bag or belt pouches or whatever if you want to assume that.
The bag of holding has the word swag written on it.
What is this swag?
What does swag mean?
I'm not quite
Loot.
versed.
Treasure.
I'm gonna say sin with a grin.
That does make sense. I think.
The deer head over the mantle stares at you guys and follows you with its red eyes as you move about the room.
That looks like a security system.
May I use May I use identify on the deer head?
You can.
May I?
I mean, if that's what you want to do.
Yes.
Okay, you cast Identify. You sense a little bit of magic on the deer head itself, but it seems to be inert. It doesn't seem dangerous, and you can't really tell what the spell is, but it doesn't seem to be active in any sense other than to just stare at you.
I think this is simply to deter anyone that is trying to, well, raid the place, so we have no worries about this deer head.
All right.
Can I punch it?
You
Why would
Okay,
you punch it?
Zig, roll a d20 for me.
I do not see
19
the
plus 2.
Nice. I do not see the benefits of punching this deer head, but go
You
off, I
can.
suppose.
You completely shatter the taxidermy deer head. And it crumples to the floor. One of the eyes is still looking up at you, but it's not really following you any longer.
I wish it was like made of rubies or something. You know, we could actually get some jewels out of it, but no.
No, there's no gems in the sockets.
So it's not valuable. Womp womp.
It's okay.
What
That's
about
a-
these suits of
incredible
armors
thing.
over in the corner?
There's nothing fancy about them. They're just general suits of armor.
Mm-hmm.
They may not even be useful. You probably don't have the skill to identify an antique piece of armor to identify if it's wearable and effective.
I mean, can't wear it anyway. It's too heavy.
Correct. It would be too much of a burden to wear this. No,
And
Okay.
at least
let alone
not-
carry it.
All right. So are we done here?
There is a door to the right. Do you want to go?
Might as well.
All right.
All right. So you guys sneak past the guards in the foyer again, and you come over to where.
I was gonna say,
I think
this
you're the
room
one
here.
the north. Please use
Oh.
compass directions.
Yeah,
Right,
compass
oh.
directions would be helpful. Yes.
Sorry. Well, I mean, since we were okay, yeah, that's true. I was getting a little too
Alright.
in character.
That's fine. So you go through the door into the room. You are in the garden viewing room. It contains a desk. It contains a globe in the middle, a nice sitting chair, nice long couch next to the window, along with another seat up along a couple of bay windows to look over the garden and the back patio. There is a clock on on the north wall. It is a cuckoo clock. It's nearing midnight, so it may start to ding in a moment. But other than that, it's up to you what you guys want to do.
I use Mage Hand to steal the clock.
As you can see, Edge is a klepto.
Correct.
How do you think I got cursed?
Why do you think you use this mage hand?
I wasn't
Okay.
always a sorcerer.
May I use remove curse on you?
It wouldn't do much good. And besides, I kind of like the power.
Ah, I see.
So, grabbing the cuckoo clock, you realize it's gilded. It has edging of gold, and the cuckoo itself is also edged with gold. So the value of this gilded cuckoo clock, with everything, is 1 whole gold. So that is one of the valuable items in the house. Which is good.
I would like to say something to you, Edge. What is your name?
Yes.
Apologize.
Erwin.
Erwin, if you steal this cuckoo clock and it goes off, do you not believe that it could draw attention to us?
I believe that it won't matter once I put it in the sack.
I'll have to look up bag of holding, but for now we'll just assume that yes, the pocket dimension will keep it silenced.
I see. Carry
If
on.
not, I can use silence.
What's that?
If not, silence could be used if it's in an emergency situation.
Correct.
And in any case,
Hmm.
if it's not going off, the guards won't be alerted by it. This is a win-win.
I suppose. But couldn't the guards also realize that it is no longer going off?
Do you think they're wearing watches?
Is there
Well,
anything on the table over here?
Didn't get a good look on it.
You think they can afford watches on guard sellers?
Zig walks away from the two idiots arguing and looks at the table and finds just a candelabra standing there to light the area.
May I take a look at the globe?
You put your hands on the globe, you give it a good spin, you don't notice anything fancy about it, and that's about it.
This globe is a globe.
Good job, says the narrator.
Says the voice in Lance's head.
Stanley, what are you doing?
Does anyone else notice the small cottage out in the garden?
How are you
Yeah,
noticing the cottage in the garden when you're
there's
not
windows.
near a yeah, but you weren't
Okay,
near a window.
let me move towards window. Does anyone notice? What could it be there for?
What's this on the chair?
Looks like just a book.
I take the book.
No. Do you not remember the last time you picked up a book?
Fair point. I use Mage Hand to take the book.
You pick up the book, you flip through it, it's just a generic storybook with nothing fancy about it.
Oh, good.
Good enough for me. Into the bag.
It has zero value, but okay.
Well, the knowledge kept within can be limitless. Who knows?
You mean priceless?
Priceless. Who knows? Right. Well, shall
Do you
we...
think his notes have any value?
No, there are no value of the notes.
I look through them just in case.
You
With
review
Mage
the
Hand?
notes and you find nothing of value.
No information on the traps either, huh? Oh, well.
Negative.
Moving on.
Right.
Moving on.
let's
Are you
head
guys?
east.
You guys are moving to this room here.
Shall we head east?
Yes.
Halfling, use your hands to sneakily open the door.
Quietly opens door to peek in.
Let me roll a die real quick.
Do you see anything?
Hold on. I gotta roll. Okay. So let me grab a guy. You poke your head through the door. You see a guard standing in front of this other door over here. He looks like he's about to open the door, thinks twice about it, and turns around to look south towards the other wall. He's just kind of standing in front of that door.
What do you see, Halfling?
There is one human guard.
Hmm.
If we stay together, we should be able to pass.
Correct. Well,
Where are you headed?
what doors do you see? Pathways.
There is two to the north, one to somewhere, but two to somewhere east towards the kitchen, as you can smell the good food, and then south would take us back out to where we were originally.
How about the kitchen? We could get some valuable things in there and possibly refill our stomachs.
Owen, do you second that?
That sounds like a bad idea. The food might be poisoned specifically for thieves.
Well then, a good look first.
Perhaps there's a rare steak in there that could be worth some money.
A rare dry-aged steak? Yeah, that could
You're
sell.
already playing psychological games with your klepto friend. I swear.
Well then, to the kitchen it is, and if there is no objections.
You sneak past the guard in the common area, and you move over to the kitchen.
Did we have to also open the door, or is it good?
I'm gonna assume you guys open the door and walk in unless you specify otherwise, because it's just a lot of work to say. Do you open the door? Do you open the door?
Did we all make sure that the guard didn't see the door open? We made sure of that, yes?
Let me roll to see if the guard saw the door kind of open. No, he didn't.
Good.
Okay, so you enter the room and you immediately notice that your movement is cut in half because the floors feel extremely sticky.
Nice.
You don't see anything on the tiled floor that would indicate it's sticky, but whenever you try to lift and move your feet, you notice it takes a lot more effort to move about the kitchen.
Oh, great.
What could have caused this?
This is
Magic soda.
this is this is where Erwin goes, "It's a trap, you idiot."
It's very obviously a trap.
Well, then we shouldn't stay here long. Quick search. Let's move.
Zig, I need you to roll a d20 for me.
14. Do I need to include any stats?
No, that should be good enough.
Excuse me.
Since Zig was the first into the room, technically Erwin and Lance are kind of behind him a little bit. But Zig is the first to notice that some of the cutlery on the cutting board in the center table starts to lift up from the cutting board and starts to point at you guys. Let's see, who is going to be the first person to... Zig, a knife shoots through the air towards you. I need you to roll a... let's see, what do you have on your list here? You can roll an acrobatics check, so which means you would roll a d20, and you could add +6 to whatever that roll is.
18.
And you dodge the knife by just, doing a matrix move sideways. All right, are you guys doing anything, or are you just going to stand there and let all the cutlery just kind of fly around at you?
I cast shield.
Huh?
I cast shield.
Is that just for yourself?
Yeah, unfortunately.
How about we leave the room?
Yes. To the
That would
south.
make more sense.
You have a +5 AC, including... Okay. So you guys slowly start moving to the south. Edge, I need you to roll a d20. Do you have any skills that are acrobatic or dexterous in nature?
Let's see. No, not really.
And what is your dex score then?
My dex score is 13, so I got a +1.
Okay, so roll a d20 for me.
There we go. Nice.
Okay, so you dodged the fork that was about to hit you in your thigh. You guys...
I would like to leave this room so I do not become dinner.
Okay, so you guys managed to slowly squeak away into the foyer, and your movement is now back to normal.
Oof.
By dodging cutlery.
Well, that was harrowing.
Quite. But we need to keep our voice down. We're back in the foyer.
Right.
Hey, everyone! Get in here!
I believe we should check up the second floor. Objections?
Are you guys going to want to check out the second floor?
Objections?
Or you're just... Okay.
I mean, there's this room right here that we haven't looked in.
Quite.
Looks like some sort of conference room or dining
have a quick
table.
look inside, see if there's anything valuable. If there isn't, we can go upstairs.
Halfling, open up the door slightly.
Okay.
I like how you're acting like the leader and nobody's listening.
Well, someone has to.
discreetly opens the door to check inside.
Sweet. There's one guard up by the north door who is looking into the kitchen right now at all the ruckus that was going on there moments ago. You see a large dining table with multiple seats around it. You do see some silverware laid out along with plates and some other dishes. There is no food on the table, but there's plenty of silverware and dishes ready for any kind of meal that would be served.
So if we do end up taking it, would the noise from taking all the cutlery, the utensils and stuff, make noise?
Potentially.
Would we have to roll against that?
You would have to roll. Each of you would have to roll individually to identify whether you can successfully and quietly grab the cutlery and stuff it.
Okay. Do you two think it's worth it?
I do not think so.
Do you have a spell or something that would perhaps knock the guard out?
Still got Mage Hand.
No, I
Mage Hand would still make
don't.
noise.
I don't have any knockout abilities, I'm afraid.
No, me neither.
It is best to leave it be, I feel.
How often can you cast Mage Hand?
It's a cantrip. As often as I like.
Now, that is true. But it lasts 1 minute, so. Okay, so again, but you would still have to have the Mage Hand because you could still have the cutlery twinkling and knocking against each other, even with the Mage Hand picking stuff up. So I would have Edge roll to see how dexterous he can be with his spell. He may be a klepto, but he may not be very good at being a quiet klepto.
Well,
Do you want to take on that challenge, Edge?
We do need to get as much treasure as we can.
But is silverware really that important?
It's made of silver.
Can we estimate the value of the objects and see if it's worth the roll?
Potentially. Let's see here. There isn't a default skill that would probably be good at that, so I would assume someone would need to roll a wisdom check. And, you may want to have somebody with the highest wisdom, with the highest bonus, roll that check.
I can try.
And I'm going to give it a difficulty of 15. If you roll a 15 or higher, I will let you know if the silverware is worth anything.
Okay.
What's everyone's wisdom level?
I am at 17 with a +3.
Okay. Then you roll.
Okay.
So roll your d20.
I shall give it a shot. Alright.
Perfect. 15.
15 with a +3, so yeah, I'm good.
So Lance pokes his head in the door, takes a quick look around at all the silverware on the table, gives a general estimate value of about 10 total silver.
Is it 100 silver to a gold?
Correct.
It is not worth it, Erwin. The silver will only get us pennies.
Well, it's not bronze, or copper, so...
It will only get us silver pennies.
I vote we skip.
I vote we
It's not
skip
worth the
to
danger.
We'll come back to this if we don't find anything more valuable.
Yes, yes we will. Now, can we go to the second floor before we cause any more ruckus or any attention to
Yes.
us? Good.
Yes,
All right.
let's.
So I'm going to reload the second floor
Okay.
thingy. It's going to require you guys to
Yep.
reload your icons.
Yep. It's like whenever you have to load in a game.
Okay, everyone has buffer face right now, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Buffer
there's
face?
there's a spinning icon and everything.
Ah, yes.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
You can just imagine the little
I think
loading.
Yeah, tooltips.
Okay, so put your icons
Tooltips.
right here at the top. Tooltip. Getting down to 0 health means you die. Try to avoid getting to 0 health. Okay, here we are on the second floor of the manor. Where would you guys like to go?
I say we go north.
Works for me.
Objections? We need to start somewhere.
Opens door discreetly.
Okay, you open the door discreetly. You see a plus junction with a left hallway, a right hallway, and a larger hallway leading forward, but you see nothing of interest and no other activity in the hallway.
What do you see?
Nothing. Apart from 2 ways to go. Apart from going more north.
The three of you do start hearing a haunting melody coming from somewhere else in the house as that door opens.
What is that melody?
Let's hope it's nothing and move on.
I guarantee you it's from the toilet on the north side.
I don't think somebody's humming a jaunty tune on the shitter.
Hey, someone died on that toilet, okay?
Can we hear which direction it's coming from?
Generally from the right somewhere.
I feel we should avoid the right section.
Yeah.
Objections. All right.
I mean, we still have to test out the traps.
With Sir Lancelot of all of the courage in the world, where are we going?
Well,
Away from the tomb.
away from the tune, as we do not want to draw attention to ourselves. This is a stealth mission, after all, or at least one that does not need any
Perhaps
bloodshed.
we could use the noise to cover up whatever we plan to steal.
That's a good point. I say we head north.
Okay, and then where to?
Let's check the far room first. At the end of the hallway.
At the end of the hallway, okay. So we're going to
Is
the
that a
toilet.
treasure chest in that room that I'm seeing?
You see a
Is that
treasure
what you're
chest.
seeing on the map?
On the map, yes.
On the little itty bitty map?
Oh yes, I do have the map with me. I was given this at first.
Okay, so are you continuing north, or are you going into the bedroom on the right?
Well, I do have the map, so I should probably check that, right?
Before we go
Yeah,
anywhere,
Lance is the one with the maps.
Well,
has it become louder or not?
the what? What is that?
It has the music or
The music
tone-
has softened since you've moved up this hallway.
Okay, thank you.
Looking at the map, the door before us or the room before us should be the bathroom, so there's not really any reason to go into it unless one of you needs to take a leak.
Or worse.
Or worse.
I'm gonna christen this dude's house, oh my god.
So I say we should...
Gonna give him an upper decker.
God. I do not know what that is, but we should check the room to the
poor,
east here.
honest little cleric.
I say we should check the room to the east. The halfling.
Okay, so Zig tries the door and finds that it is locked.
Do any of you have any
What
lock?
is it locked by?
Say again?
What is it locked by?
A lock on the door?
Can I punch it?
We could use melody as a distraction, or as a
You could attempt to bust down the door. That is
Just
going to be a
break the
tough.
lock. To punch the lock out.
Okay.
He's...
Owen, your opinion on this?
So Zig is attempting to. Are you confirming that you wish to attempt to punch out the lock?
Yes.
Okay, roll a d20 for me and add your strength bonus to it.
Halfling, I don't believe this is the best course of action.
Yeah. 2. Put in 9.
No, let him try. It'll be funny.
You punch the lock and you graze your knuckles. You bust your hand and it hurts extensively through your entire hand. You're like,
Halfling, what?
Your knuckles are bleeding from hitting the lock, but not damaging it enough to break it or force the door open.
Halfling,
I'm gonna
would you like me to heal your wound?
If you'd like to.
take 2 damage, Zig. Is it really worth doing a heal for 2 damage?
If
Probably not.
20...
He has
I mean,
20.
I'm-
He now has 21 hit points rather than 23. But how many hit points do you have, Edge?
Oh, I have 24, but I guess I'm down to 22.
That is correct.
Why do I have the? Well, I know why. Anyways.
I would recommend
Well,
saving your
well,
spells for when there's a little bit more hurty. I mean, you
That
could
is-
kiss his boo boo, but it's not really gonna make it.
I
better.
shall kiss the boo boo.
He's gonna punch you.
Zig, would you allow me to? This isn't quite the normal
This is
way
what
of
we say where I
healing.
come from as kiss the boo boo.
This isn't the normal way of healing, but I've heard it helps. Would you like it?
Sure.
Okay.
So
Well,
Lancelot gets loads of blood on his lips.
I wipe it off. Wipe it off.
All right, guys.
Blah,
What are we
blah,
doing?
Alright, well, if this is locked and none of us have any lock picks on us,
Does
nor
anybody
any
have any
lock
lock picking
magic,
skills?
we should move on. Find another
Well,
door.
we could blow the door down with magic.
We could, but that
If
would...
you want to attempt that.
Owen, that would most certainly draw attention to us, and again, this is a stealth mission. We don't want to fight if we
Fair
can help
point.
it. So I say we just try somewhere else. If we find anything, then maybe we can come back. But for now, we should just retreat and try a different door.
Where
Right.
do you suggest we go?
Well, there's this other door here. Might as well open this and see if there are any valuables in this bedroom,
for it.
according to the map. A halfling.
No. You said
What?
you wanted to open it. You can open it.
Well, all right.
Out of the way, I'll open it.
Oh.
I use Mage Hand to open the door.
The door opens and nothing of note happens.
Good.
Anything you see?
Proceeding inside.
Erwin steps inside the room, sees a comfy bed. There's a door for a closet, but not much else.
Oh, and you should inspect the closet. There might be something useful in there. But of course, proceed with caution.
Right. The thing gets on
Halfling,
the
please
bed.
stop jumping on the bed.
Squeaky, squeaky, squeaky.
Bouncy.
I use Mage Hand to open the door to the closet.
You open the door to the closet, and it is completely empty.
I'm also the
Rats.
eyes.
Moving on.
Right.
All
Well,
right, moving on.
to
Where are we moving on to?
according to the map, to the east there is a storage unit, and to the west there is possibly something. I say we go to the west and check that room, as it's not very well
Assume
charted on the
west.
map.
Is it worth
West.
checking if the noise increases? I know it's to the east, but
Yeah, right. If you continuing to the west, as you come back to the plus junction, the four-way, it got louder. But now that you're heading west, it is getting softer again.
Yes, the melody is to the east, so I say we should check this area first.
how
and
do you
then-
know it's not a trick?
A trick? How could it be a trick?
You could obviously play noises from different places.
I don't deny that, but that doesn't seem to be what is occurring right now, so... Owen, please check in with this door and see inside.
I cast Mage Hand to open the door.
The door is locked.
Of course it is.
Great. Well, I don't have anything else to do, so we shall move on forward.
All right.
This door here leads back to the lobby, and we have two doors here.
Two doors down.
Three doors down, more like.
I go crazy.
Yeah, here's a car. The north room appears to be a sort of, how do you put it, ritual, while the south looks more like a, the word is
I look
escaping
over his
me.
shoulder to see the map.
Oh, yes, you may look
Right
at the map.
there.
What would you call the southern room here?
That's a study.
A
And the
study?
one to the north
Perhaps
is
we
a
might find a
chapel.
key.
The study could have a key, so if you believe it does, go ahead and check inside.
We should
slowly
also check. We
open
should
the
also
door
probably check out
quietly.
that chapel later.
Yes, after the study, let's check out the chapel. But for now, the study. The halfling.
Quietly opens a southern door.
You open the southern door and you indeed see a nice study with a desk, a comfy chair, a couple of shelves, and, a window looking out the front of the manor.
Search his desk.
You search his desk. Are you two still staying outside, or are you coming in with him?
I will stay outside
coming
just
in.
for
Because
the eyes.
again, I'm always assuming you all are going in together unless specified otherwise.
Mhm. I shall stay
Okay.
outside in the hallway to make sure that we do not see anyone coming by.
Okay, then. As Zig starts to rifle through the paperwork, it all begins to ruffle and swirl and coalesce right in front of him and plop onto the giant carpet in the middle of the floor. Pretty soon, it starts to form a somewhat humanoid figure. Then it looks very angrily at the two people in the room.
It still can't see us though.
Oh, it can see you. It's a magical creature.
Ah,
It is what we like to call a living spellbook. It is a sentient piece of spell material. It has its own bevy of spells to cast at you, and this is a fight.
so the cleric that would be very useful right now hears the ruckus and comes into the room and gives us a fucking hand.
Well, he's unless you say something, he does not hear the formation of this creature.
Yo, Lance!
What? What's going on?
Yo,
Oh,
dog.
medic.
Yo, dog. What is that? Is that a
I'd say it's a living spellbook.
living spellbook?
Oh,
Hmm.
I punch.
Okay, so everybody, I need you
Do
to
not
roll a
punch.
d20 for initiative.
Oh boy. And a hut.
Oh.
12.
Ooh.
Zig got a 2.
Oh.
Nice.
15.
So Ed goes
So
first.
Erwin
then me,
is
then Zig.
15, Zig is 2, Q is
12.
12. Let me roll for the spellbook. Spellbook gets a 16. So the spellbook gets to go first. And
That's
this
it.
is combat, everybody.
Yay!
Yay!
Where's the icon for the spellbook?
Oh,
If you guys can, see if you can just subdue it so I can stuff it in the bag.
Well, I believe our first priority should be getting out of here alive with minimal harm, of course.
there you go. There's your living spellbook. Okay, so the living spellbook is going to attack first. He is going to cast Shield on himself. So this gives him a +5 armor AC. And that lasts for 1 turn. So he is not going to move, and he's going to only cast the spell, and now it is Erwin's turn.
Let's see. Oh shit, I cast Magic Missile.
Cast Magic Missile.
Magic missile!
At what level are you casting Magic Missile? First or second?
First,
First level. Okay, so that's 1d4 plus 1.
okay.
Okay, so it's 3 darts, 1d4 plus 1 per dart. So just go ahead and do your rolls, add them up for me, and give me the total.
Land.
What do you need Lance for?
Oh no, land is what I said. Looks like +1 for each of them.
That's what the player's handbook is saying. A dart deals 1d4 plus 1 force damage to its target. And there's 3
So-
darts per cast.
So 11.
So you did 11 total?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. And are you going to move on your turn, or are you going to do anything else?
No, I think I'm good where I am.
Okay. Q? It's your turn.
Um,
You're gonna have to use an action to come into the room, which you have done now.
yes.
And now, or you used your movement, so now you have an action.
I will use create water above the living book and try to drop it onto the pages. About like a gallon or two of water.
Well, you can make up to like I think it was 10
It's 10
gallons.
gallons. Well, we don't need to be excessive, of course. The more gallons, the more noise that it'll make. So, of course, I'd say just 2 gallons.
What if the water were to drip off the side of the banister? It would still notify the guards, wouldn't it?
Yeah, if it gets on the floor and drips underneath the door and into the hall and everybody
Well,
do the dinosaur.
All right, then just 1 gallon, if we're being picky, and hopefully the rest of whatever isn't soaked up by the pages is soaked up by the rug.
So before I approve this ability that you're going to do, what
Yes.
are you hoping to achieve by dropping water on a stack of moving spellbook pages?
Well, it would wet the pages, obviously, and of course, wet pages would, deteriorate
Melt.
it would deteriorate the fucking paper, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but you're
I mean, it's magic paper.
Well, it doesn't mean it's not paper. It still has the properties of paper, so it can still get wet, unless we're talking about if water. Well, no. Anyways,
We're not talking about if water
I,
wet.
I look. I don't have a whole lot of like attacking spells, and my warhammer does. I mean,
your warhammer does 1d8 blunt damage. You do have one attack spell.
I do. Which one?
Hold on, let me open up your spell list here.
Oh wait. Oh yeah, spiritual weapon. I don't know how that would really help with this situation though. It just.
I mean, if you get it wet, I have an idea.
All right. Well.
Okay, well there you go, teamwork.
Okay. I cast a
You get it
gallon
wet,
of water.
I'll blast it with electricity.
I cast a gallon of water above the spellbook pages and get them wet.
And sploosh, you get the whole living spellbook wet, just like spaghetti.
Cool.
Okay. Fantastic. Now it is Zig's turn.
Halfling, do something.
He is.
You want to punch it?
What else can I do?
Look at it sternly.
Yeah, right.
Very well
house.
then.
So, let me see. What is your base damage?
I do have a sickle.
Okay,
I
so
do believe-
well,
is that worth using on this?
look here. So your unarmored attacks, or your blah, 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 unarmed attacks, your fists would be. Let's see. Your sickle might be worth it because I mean it is sharp. You're fighting paper. You could cut it up a little bit. Punching might not be as effective because you'd be punching paper.
Then I slice it good.
You slice it good. Okay. You have
Much more
two
effective.
attacks. You get 2 attacks with that. So you roll your sickle damage twice. So
1d4.
it's going to be a 1d4 plus your dexterity bonus, which is a +3. So you roll a d4 twice, add +3 to both rolls.
So 9 total.
9 total. Fantastic. All right, new round. Spellbook is gonna do its thing. Let's see what else. What else can I do? Okay.
I'm not so sure about you both, but creating the water above the spellbook, I feel, was quite a good idea. But if it's,
Suddenly, there are 2 living spellbooks.
They both
problem.
Are they from
They
the
are
same-
they are both wet. They both look identical to each other.
as well.
They both have the same health.
You can't tell that.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
Okay, so the living spellbook has done its turn, and now it is Erwin's turn.
Let me check something. I do have something. Oh, sorry. I'm looking up Quicken Spell.
Oh, I feel that. Even as often as I've used most of these spells, I still have to look them up for all the specifics.
Owen, I suggest a little bit of a haste here.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Right now, we don't consider this like
Right.
He's not the living spellbook isn't just standing there looking at Erwin, waving him through the handbook, going like, "Come on, man, do something."
It's not a turn-based game. It's
It is a turn-based game, but it's not like active. You know, where stuff's
it is
happening.
kind of active right now because we only have 12 minutes left on my clock.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna get both of them.
With what?
I'm going to use Ray of Frost on both of them. I'm going to use my action for to hit one of the spell books, and then with Quicken Spell, expending 2 sorcery points, I'm going to get the other one with my bonus action.
Okay. Let me see here. Is there a saving throw for that? I guess it's whatever yours is. Do you know what your spell save is that I would have to roll for?
Spell save. Oh, right. Let's see.
I think it's your
my spell save is 15.
Okay, so I have to roll a 15 or higher.
Yes.
And I rolled a 3, so no. For those of you in the room, Ray of Frost is a beam of blue-white light that streaks towards a creature or target. It's a ranged spell attack that on hit deals 1d8 cold damage and reduces its speed by 10 feet. The spell's damage.
Once I'm at fifth level, it does 2d8.
You get if it you can use it as a 3rd level spell, or at 5th level, yes. If it's in that 3rd level spell slot. But if you leave it in like the 1st level spell slot, it's only 1d8.
Oh no, it's a cantrip.
Yeah, you're right. Very nice. Okay, so it's 2d8. Shit. Let's do this. Let's go.
See?
Okay.
It was a good idea.
Roll 2d8 for the first image.
That's 13.
Okay.
And 13.
So 13. So the first ray of frost completely disintegrates the mirror image. The second ray of frost damages the living spellbook and kind of slows its activity in movement because it's covered in water. Look at you guys doing teamwork. You see the rifling of the moving papers that construct its body start to slow as everything is harder to move for the living spellbook. So,
you're saying like it's
good job, Owen.
More ice.
Ice, baby.
Bum bum dum bum. Well,
All right, it is now Q's turn.
I suppose the only course of action is to wipe this out.
Stuff it in the bag.
Well,
No, it is still dangerous. You can't just pick it up. It's not one whole being that you can just grab a single sheet and take the whole thing with you, Ed. Jesus.
if you
And I don't recommend putting a living spellbook in your bag. You're gonna have a bad time the next time you open it.
Maybe it'll get along with the other living book that's in there.
Well, Question: if it's a magic spell book, could I use dispel magic to just get rid of it?
Dispel magic could help damage it, but your power in that spell may not be enough to completely get rid of it. If you want to attack it, you could physically attack it with your warhammer at this point because it's a more solid object, but do note that because it's a magical being, your warhammer would only do half the normal damage. It is resistant to because of its state, it's resistant to bludgeon damage. Well, actually, hold on a second. Let me look at something.
Because it's frozen.
Yes.
Actually, if it's frozen, it'd be worse. You're right. It'd probably do full damage then, yeah. So
Well.
if you want to roll, you would roll the damage of your. You would roll the d20 to see if you hit it, because you can still fuck up hitting something.
Yeah, let's use Warhammer. Why not? All right.
Okay.
D20.
So roll a d20.
I got a 7.
What is your strength again?
My strength is 8.
What are you doing?
Because of the water on the floor and a little bit of the slipperiness of the ice, you completely whiff your attack, but you don't stumble.
Well, that was not a
Embarrassing.
good
That's what
display.
it was. It was embarrassing.
It is now Zig's turn.
I punch it.
Okay, roll to see if you actually hit it. Roll a d20 for me.
16.
You hit it. So you punch it, and your punches, because you're a monk, I think it's 1d6, and you can use both fists. You can do 1, 2. So
So
2d6.
Good work, Halfling.
4.
4 total. Okay, very nice. Clonk, clonk.
Does no other stats also include like strength or dex?
The strength is for your chance to hit, I think.
Okay.
I don't know if it adds to damage. I'll double check that. Okay, so it's back to the spellbook time, and it's trying to shake off the frost. Let's see. It's going to. It's going to use Misty Step, and what it's going to do, and with Misty Step, that allows it to go full movement and move away from like Lance and the halfling. And so what it's going to do is it's going to start stepping towards the door and try to open it. But because it's still a little bleh, it doesn't make it all the way out into the hallway. It is standing in the door frame with the doors open right now.
It's trying to blow our cover.
Ah, shit. So that brings us now back to Erwin.
Bring it in, quick.
Were you actually yelling that out loud, Q?
No, not really. Bring it in. Bring it in
Or
quick.
when I would open it.
I'm gonna cast Witch Bolt at level 2.
Witch Bolt, you say? Okay.
Is that wise?
Witch Bolt has a verbal component. Are you sure that's a good idea?
No, I guess not. Don't they all have a verbal component?
Not every spell has a verbal component. Some have verbal, some have somatic, and some have material. And for those of you who don't know what somatic is, that's generally hand gestures.
Naruto. shit.
Yeah, my jutsu will destroy this living spellbook. While the Witch Bolt would be a great idea, you're going to have to kind of...
Yeah, but I'm gonna have to do that for all of my other spells too. All of them have a verbal component.
Yeah, I'd have to kind of take a look at some of those, but we haven't had to worry about a verbal component up until now. because most of the stuff that you have done has been outside of earshot of a guard.
Well,
What you gonna do, big guy?
we could let the spellbook go.
No, we can't do that.
We're not gonna do that. What's wrong with you?
Well, it would be out of our hair.
It would be out of our hair and off to warn
And
the
we have
guards.
Loads of guards, yeah.
Mhm.
And my spells.
We're not allowed to kill them.
Mm.
I cast Mordenkainen's magical watchdog.
To roll a knowledge check for the origin of that rug. I need one for myself. Okay. It's a nice rug.
I mean, it is a nice looking rug.
Oh. Man. Well, Erwin, if you got anything.
Erwin, you need to pull something out your ass, bruv.
What about shocking grasp?
Let's see.
It does have a verbal component.
But if you, we can roll to see. I mean, if you want to whisper the verbal component, we can see if the guards hear it. And you could cast that at 5th level, which would be 2d8 damage, which could be handy.
Oh no! See,
Oh god.
Oh right, yeah, Let's do that.
Okay, so Edge moves up to the living spellbook as it's leaving the doorway, reaches out with his hands, whispers his magic spell, and let me see if the guards hear you whispering and creating a crackling of electricity.
Oh,
15.
No, because with 2d10, 1 is the tens place and 1 is the ones place, because I'm rolling for a 1 to 100 or 0, 1 to 100.
Ah.
The first one was a 9, which is the tens place. The second one was a 6, which is, so it's 96, which means the guards heard you.
Ah.
Uh-oh.
Well.
So roll the damage for your shocking grasp.
2d8. 9.
Okay. Is that 9 total?
Yes.
Okay. That is enough to finish off the living spellbook, and you see the papers crackle and burn and start to collapse on the floor. But you do hear sounds coming from the foyer below, and the guards are coming to investigate.
I advise we leave.
Actually, this one's probably
Anyone
a little
object?
bit behind.
no. Where do you want to go?
We should go back north, as that's really our only, way out of here. Well, we could, quickly go into...
Let's hide in the chapel.
Yes, let's us try the chapel. Halfling, try the door to the chapel, quickly.
Opens door.
Nothing of note happens as you open the door to the chapel.
Alright, into the chapel.
Everybody enters the chapel,
Owen.
and
Into the
Closes
chapel.
door quietly.
Yes.
you close the door quietly behind you. As you enter the chapel, all the players begin to hear whispers in the air that they can't quite understand. I need all of you to roll a Constitution, so a D20,
D20.
and then add any bonuses from your Constitution score. Or negatives, if you have that as well.
Constitution. Okay, I have a +1. And a hit. I got a 20. Well, 19, but with +1 of 20.
That's good.
13.
7.
Okay, so Q and Zig feel nothing, but Edge starts to feel a little queasy. So I need
Blur.
your You are not feeling well because the whispers make you feel uncomfortable and queasy. Roll a 1d4 for Well, let me roll the 1d4. Do that.
Oh, but now you're feeling alright.
You take 1 damage from your queasy feeling.
No.
What is wrong?
Gonna puke.
Was it the spell?
No, it's this room.
This room?
The guards are moving.
The guards are moving. What are you guys doing?
Let's quickly look this place over and then try and leave quietly.
There's only one door in and out, so
Let me hide behind
This is a
the
terrible plan. Why'd you listen to me?
Well then, maybe we should stay here, let the gods go by, and hope they don't see us. How much longer until your spell wears off, halfling?
already off.
Fuck.
shit. Okay, so what are you guys doing?
We're inspecting the
Hiding
room.
behind the statue.
Hiding behind the statue.
Yeah,
What
I
do
guess we can. Erwin, behind the statue now.
I cast invisibility.
Well, okay, that works for one person anyway.
Well, Erwin, where'd you go?
Where'd you go, Aaron? My God.
Shut up.
Oh, right. Okay.
Okay, so you guys can't really hear the guards because you're 2 rooms away. How long do you intend to stay here?
Until they fuck off.
How do you know when they fuck off? You can't see them.
When they inspect this room and decide that we're not here.
Well, that we could be waiting quite a while.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep making you roll constitution checks.
I'm gonna go
Yeah.
look.
That's true.
Yes,
You're gonna go look.
Oh, and wherever you are, go look and make sure that there are no gods patrolling the hallways.
I peek out the door.
Peeking out the door, you look left, you look right. To the right, you just see the window looking out to the side of the house, and to the left, you see a guard entering the door into the hallway.
What is it you see, Owen?
Well, guards entering the door, entering the hallway. I whisper.
All right, get back in. It's like fucking hide and seek.
Get your ass in here. Well, they can't see Edge. He's invisible.
That's true, but they could still see the door open.
If they're paying attention, they may not be the smartest guards, you know.
That's true.
He paid for
He paid
diligence,
for the,
not intelligence.
he paid for the bronze plan, which is the lower quality and cheaper guards, you know, the ones with like the 5th grade education.
The ones that can barely read.
So one guard enters the chapel.
And Zeke and I are, of course, hiding behind the
He
statue
kind
as well as we
He kind
can.
of walks up through the chairs to the podium.
I use prestidigitation to set off a sound outside the room.
What kind of sound are you creating?
The clatter of a book falling over.
Where do you... Okay, so he's going to hear that out here, and then he questions the other guard. You can hear them mumbling out in the hall. You know, this guard's, I didn't hear nothing. I heard a book clattering. I'm telling you, man, I didn't hear nothing.
And then I cast prestidigitation on the door to make it sound like it's slamming. The door to the study.
Ah, shit, what is that?
Good work, Arwen.
I like how Lance is acting like the boss. When
Someone
he's like
has
the
to.
least intelligent person in the group.
If no one else is wanting to lead, then I must be the leader.
Let's get the heck out of here.
What are you guys doing?
Quietly opens the door. And
Well,
closes the
that
door.
fooled him. Let's move on.
Right. Well, I suppose. Wait, does anyone
You
hear the
guys are
melody?
tiptoeing and trying to be as quiet as possible as you move down the hall.
Is the
Where are you
melody
guys
still-
headed?
Well, we're hitting it over this way for now.
Let's
heading
check out
back.
the storage room that's over here.
Oh yes, the storage room.
This wait, did we remember to look for a key?
This room. No, we never did look for a key.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, you never got a chance to look at the stack of papers. Well, actually, hold on a second. I'm going to assume that you were able to kind of loot the living spellbook, okay?
Okay.
Because when it dissipated, it did drop a key,
Ah,
and so I'm going to assume that Edge has the key
yeah. Oh,
I
wait.
do
because
have
he
the
was
key.
because he was the one grabbing the critter.
Right.
So-
Oh, and quickly use the key there.
I try the key on this door.
Erwin tries the key on this door and it does not fit.
Then on to the other room that's not also locked.
That's not.
I try the key on
Not
this door.
also locked.
That is also locked.
Okay, and then Erwin tries the key to the master bedroom and it unlocks.
Everybody in, quick!
Yes.
Get in, bitches!
And I lock the door behind us.
Good.
All right. So the door clacks closed. And you appear to be relatively safe in your little hidey hole for the moment.
Is there anything worth of value around?
Well, you can take a look around. Let me know. What do you think?
What is...
Boy.
Halfling, stop jumping on the bed!
Guard hears the squeaking of the bed from down the hall.
Halflings!
Guard tries the door and finds it locked.
Halfling, do not go on the bed.
Comes over here, he tries the door one more time, just shakes it off and continues on. You hear you hear the southern door open and close back to the foyer, and you hear footsteps walking down the hall away from the master bedroom.
Can't be anybody in here. The door's locked. How could they possibly get in?
Zig, I need you to roll a d20 for a dexterity check.
For bouncing on the bed.
No.
13 plus 3.
Okay. The bear rug head tries to try to snap at your ankle, but you quickly dodge and make sure that your foot does not get trapped in the bear's mouth.
Where have I seen this?
Okay, so the bear's still alive.
There is another deer head in this room that is staring at you guys as you move about the room.
They punch it.
Are you sure you want to do that?
No, not this time.
Okay.
It's still funny though. I want to just punch stuff. It's funny.
I mean, I don't blame you.
GCast also laughs.
It's good for laughs, yeah. Okay, so what are you guys doing?
We should probably take...
The door's open. I'm gonna go have a look at that.
quickly
Okay,
look in
so
the closet.
so Erwin heads for the closet, takes a look around, finds a bunch of expensive suits and shirts and pants and all kinds of stuff, but you know, it's all silk, it's all well embroidered stuff. It could have some value to certain people, but it's all about whether it fits somebody or not. So
I mean, it's silk. We could sell it for scrap. It's going in the bag.
hey, is anybody else doing anything while Erwin steals the poor man's clothes?
No, we're just
He
staring
told
at him.
us to do this. He is not a poor man.
I would like
Look.
to do kind of something.
Magnate Yosef Rebule may be a rich man, but it is still very rude to steal his wardrobe.
I would like to use detect magic on the bear rug.
You detect that there's an enchantment on it that snaps at people's ankles when they get near it.
It's
It's
under the bed.
you kick the bear rug in the nose and it slides across the floor to where the head is just barely sticking out from underneath the bed.
Looks under the bed.
Oh, you look under the bed. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't want to kick the bear rug. Poor bear rug.
Yeah, he's just hungry. Don't mind him. He's just misunderstood.
Watch your steps.
You look under the bed and find nothing of note. You hear more rustling from the closet as Erwin is still stuffing the bag full of clothes. He's
Can I
gotten
If
to the
it's down or on fire, I'm taking it.
he's down on the floor taking the man's shoes.
Well, may I check this wardrobe?
You may check the wardrobe.
All
You
right.
find a series of ties and scarves and hats.
Owen,
Grab
believe-
those for the bag.
I shall. So I grab them and I hand them over to Erwin. Put them in the bag. We're taking this this man's clothes, whether he likes it or not.
Zig, are you doing anything?
I also hand Owen the pillows off the bed.
What? The man's not going to be able to sleep tonight when you're done.
This is full.
I assume he's
To
taking this
security.
back afterwards.
Fucking menaces to society, I swear. What
We
else
should
are we...
also look.
Is-
Okay, I'm just gonna assume that anything with cloth on it in this room is gonna get stuffed in that bag. What else are you fuckers doing?
I
Looking
believe.
for a key.
Yeah, is there any key?
Well, if somebody would search one of the nightstands, they would identify that there's a key just laying naked next to one of the candles.
Hatchling, is
key.
that? Yeah, is that a key?
Takes key. Too late.
The cleric notices a twinkle out of the side of his eye and says, "Hey, hey, halfling, go grab the key over there, bro."
Halfling, please.
Due to my size issue, I'm not able to grab the key.
It's not that tall.
Distance of the cleric.
Well, I still walk over to the halfling and I put my hands I put my hands underneath his arms and I lift him up
Lift
to
him
get
up.
to get the key.
Don't you ever talk to me and my son ever again.
Erwin, this is not your key. You got the last one. The halfling deserves this key.
Whatever.
Hands
I
key
didn't want
to
that
Owen.
key anyway. I got enough of the man's
Halfling.
clothes.
He really wanted it. I don't want to be on his bad side.
Fine.
You know,
Owen,
you tell us to do stuff, we do it.
all right. Well, before we leave, I'll check the other nightstand for anything. Is there?
The other nightstand has nothing of value.
All right. Well, if that's all there is, we should. Well, yeah, Erwin, you're kind of standing right next to the big bear head. Might want to watch your ankles. There you go. Well, if that's all there is here, and your bag is stuffed to the brim, we should. Well, if there isn't
The bag
anywhere
is holding.
else,
It's got lots of room.
we-
I unlock the door and we head back out.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
look down the hall,
I
you don't
want
see
to
anybody.
leave yet.
What is this halfling? Is,
What are we doing?
Is there a reason you want to stay, halfling? Halfling?
It wouldn't take a lot for the guard to come through the door to know that we're here. That's just south.
What do you
Technically, you can't see the guard. There are no windows in the door, so you don't know if he's there or not. You would have to get pretty close to that door to listen to see if you can hear any guards on the other side of that door.
mean? Owen, before we leave, you should lock the door.
Right. Lock the
Yeah,
door.
like he's not gonna notice that half his shit is gone.
Well, if a guard comes by and tries to open the door, then he might notice that all of it is gone. So locking the door will keep that from happening.
Enters the toilet.
You enter the toilet. Fog.
Yes. Is there anything in the spotted dog?
There is an opening where you can take a shit. There is a tub of water where you can wash your hands, and a singular candle to light the room.
I like
so
to
that
wash my hands
you wash your hands.
because it's still bloody from earlier. Yay.
Now's not the time for hygiene. There'll
Well,
be plenty of time
There's
for that.
always a time for hygiene.
yes, there is always a time for hygiene.
I'm
Now,
surprised you hadn't noticed the blood trail on the floor, you know?
It probably dried pretty quick.
yeah, do,
Yeah, but it'd still be noticeable. It's on wood.
It would have been downstairs. By the time you got upstairs, I don't think you'd, I would assume you probably would have wrapped something around it to help contain it too. You know.
I was going to say that the guard would have noticed the blood on the lock.
right. Let's check the storage room real quick while we're here. Halfling.
Okay. Quite
Who
a-
has the key?
Halfling has the
Erwin,
key.
no, Halfling gave it to you, Erwin.
Are we going
Oh.
to the east or the west one?
The one you are right in front of, Halfling.
Oh, okay.
Let's try the door in
Is
this
this
thing.
locked? I didn't know. Try this
Using
key.
using the key that you found in the master bedroom, you open up the east storage room. You find a series of crates and a ladder leading up to the attic.
The attic could
Let's
be.
check the crates.
Oh yes, this.
The crates
How loud
reward
is
you
that
with
noise?
nothing of interest.
Has that noise gotten a lot louder? Is it like...
Yes, it has. The melody has become more noticeable as you've gone down the east hallway.
Then let's check the other storage room.
The other storage room, but there is also a ladder here to the attic. Oh, and there could be things up there.
Yeah, but we should check to see if the key works there before we go up there and look for another key.
What other storage room? Are you talking about the one that we passed? This
Yeah,
one?
that one.
I see. Well,
You can't see the storage room from where you are, but yes.
right. Halfling, come with.
You're so good at this, Q.
Am I? Right.
Halfling is not. Okay, so
Yes.
Erwin goes down the hall quietly.
Quietly.
Lance goes down the hall quietly. The halfling screams at the top of his. No. You try the key that you found in the master bedroom on the lock, and it does not work.
Return
Okay,
back to the
back
other
to
room,
the back
attic.
to the ladder then.
All right.
You go
well,
back to
it
the
was,
lab
It was a
again.
good shot, Erwin.
Oh, there goes gravity.
Oh, there goes gravity. Right.
And
to the
we
ladder.
move to the attic. So
Before we move to the attic,
Oh, yes, Halfling.
can I check if the music is coming from the attic?
it is not coming from the attic.
Perfect. Then we can go to the attic.
Okay.
Right.
So, before I load up the attic map, at the top of the ladder, you all three enter a pretty bare room. As you come up to the top of the ladder, the space below you closes and locks where the ladder well was. The room is bare except for a clock over the door on the far side of the room, some gears, and a lever in the middle of the room. You see the clock has 60 seconds on it and is slowly starting to count down, and the gears behind the clock are moving and ticking as the timer counts down.
So the danger
Uh-oh.
of this is if the clock goes off, it'll alert everyone.
I don't know. Will it?
I don't know.
You guys have to figure it out. But the clock is ticking. I am going to start the timer.
If you put the clock in the bag, it won't make any noise.
It can't be removed from the wall easily.
Ah,
So the timer has started. It is a door that is flush with the other side of the wall. The clock is ticking down, and there's a lever in the middle of the room.
I try to pull the lever.
The clock restarts back at 60 seconds.
Okay, cool. Now we know what the lever does.
Good. Good.
Can you guys see the timer on the screen?
it's a timer.
Okay, I'm using a timer on my side, but it's I guess not everybody can see it. But 40 seconds.
Oh, I see at the bottom. Yeah.
Okay.
So can we keep
yes.
flipping that lever to keep resetting the time?
You gotta keep testing it.
I pull the lever again.
Erwin, stay by the lever while we try to figure out what's
so
happening.
the timer restarts.
Okay. Inspect walls.
You start inspecting walls. Go ahead and roll a d20 to do a check to see if you can find anything out of the ordinary. You can only do one wall at a time in a 60-second period.
Well, then I checked the other wall.
Okay.
I checked the other wall and I got a 12.
Okay. Neither of you find anything of interest.
Okay. Erwin, keep an eye on
Pull
that.
the lever.
Okay, so the only wall left is the one behind you, where which is next to the floor entry, and then the far wall with the door that is flush in the wall underneath the clock.
Inspect clock.
And what are you looking for specifically?
Perhaps a button or something that would allow it to stop.
You inspect the ridges and all the angles of the clock, and you don't find anything immediately that that would stop it or interact with it.
Can we jam something into the clockwork?
If you've got something, you can
It would-
try it.
Would be a bad idea.
I pull out one of his clothes and shove it into the clockwork.
The gears grab the clothes, tear it up, and chunks of the clothing just kind of fall to the floor.
Well, that's one shut down.
I
pull
love the
lever
manic laughter. 35 seconds.
Yes, keep an eye on that lever there, Erwin.
You will have to tell me when to pull the lever, Erwin. Pull the lever, Kronk!
Pull the lever! Pull the lever. Try hitting it with your warhammer.
That would create too much sound, Erwin. We were especially trying to not get attention to ourselves, especially after your debacle with the living book.
Whatever. You guys didn't have any better ideas.
Well, I don't have any better ideas, but there should be an idea that's better than drawing attention to ourselves.
Jam the handle of the warhammer into the clockwork.
I'm afraid
Please
that...
pull the lever.
Yes. Lever, Erwin.
Pulling the lever.
Good job, Kronk.
Yes, well, I'll try. I'll put the warhammer into the gears. And
You
see if it
try to
stops it.
stuff the handle of your warhammer into the gears. It thoroughly bends it, slows a little bit, and then it spits it back out. And now you have a bent warhammer handle.
Thank you, Owen.
It's worth a shot.
This is coming out of your paycheck, your slice.
If you get a paycheck, that's free.
This is coming out of your pay.
Whatever.
Please keep an eye on the lever. And the time.
Pulling the lever.
Can you tell me the initial statement again with the room?
As
So we
you
have the
enter.
clock.
As you enter the room, the walls are bare and blank. The hatch behind you that you climbed up through from the ladder closes and becomes flush with the floor. The rest of the walls are bare and smooth. The door on the far side underneath the clock is also flush with the wall. And then you see a clock with gears running around it, very large. They're heavy gears. And the clock is counting down from 60 seconds.
Clock first, Erwin. Lever.
Pulling the lever.
And I cast Detect Magic to see if there's anything fishy going on.
You sense no fish.
Not for the fish, for the magic.
You sense no magic nearby or in the room.
This is totally mechanical then. Well, I don't...
It has to start from a motor. I might be overthinking it, but clocks typically have a large. If it's large mechanical gears, does it have a motor? Can we hear any?
You can hear a ticking and a clanking, but it sounds like it's coming from the next room.
Alright, well, I have another idea. First, Erwin,
The lever.
Pulling the lever.
I will try the other end of my warhammer, the more metal part, and put that into the gears.
It's kind
That
of
doesn't-
what?
If that doesn't work, we can try magic.
Right. You try to stuff your warhammer into the clock, and it stops the timer
Haha!
at 38 seconds because it's jammed in there, and the gears can't run.
Whew. Alright. Did we try the door?
No,
Why didn't we try the door?
because your brain has just come up with this now. I am following you. You're telling me what to do.
Well, now
Well,
that
you can also be an independent person and choose action.
Every time I've got this cleric that keeps having a go at me. Every time I jump on the bed, he has a go at me.
well, you're causing noise, and that is the whole point of
You're
this
the
quest.
worst parental figure ever, Q.
If you
I'm not
want,
allowed to make noise. Are you saying that kids
I'll
should
walk
be,
over and I try the
be seen
door.
and not heard?
You're not a child. You're an adult.
if you want, after this quest, I can take you to McDonald's, and you can have a nice, big, juicy leg. Will that satisfy you?
What is McDonald's?
Gonna get some spice down behind the Mackies.
Oh yeah.
Will that satisfy you?
Not so much the spice, but the Mackies is funny. Yes.
What's that, Edge?
Gentlemen, we have a time limit. I
No,
walk over and I try the
No,
door.
no, we don't have a time limit. I put my warhammer in.
Well, the game session has a time limit.
Oh, yes, of course. Anyways, yes, the door.
And
the
other
door-
things I'd like to do tonight.
Oh, of course. Right. The door.
Are we able to lift the board that's covering the attic stairway up?
No. Well, I mean, you can try, but if you're just sticking your fingers in there, no, because the slits around the hatch are too slim for your fingers to fit in.
It's a good deal.
I offer one of my daggers.
You hear a crunching of one of the gears from the clock.
I fear we don't have a whole lot of time, so the door, Erwin.
So
I
Tried the door?
So-
I tried to wrench the door open with a knife.
you try to wrench the door open with a knife. You find that your knife is bending, but the door is not budging.
All right, then I try shocking grasp on the warhammer to conduct the gears.
What are you doing, Erwin?
The gears start to move, crunch the warhammer, and destroys the head of the warhammer. And suddenly the timer is moving extremely fast to the point where you don't reach the lever in time, and time runs out. And then the
Well-
door opens.
That's great. It's a self trap. That's great.
I have to lance one of my daggers as a weapon.
Well, one of your daggers is now bent to shit.
Yeah, but I'm not going to be using them.
That you know
You
of.
can have one of my good ones.
All right. Delete. Remove. I'm glad somebody appreciates the trap.
No, that is
I go,
great.
dude. I just lost my warhammer.
I didn't lose anything. It's great.
Well, now you have a dagger instead.
I'm not proficient with this dagger.
You mean you can't stab a thing?
Okay, so you can place your characters here.
Right.
You can assume this is the other space from where you came from.
I cannot look at you right now.
What are you
Owen.
giggling about?
Giggling because they made me lose my warhammer.
We didn't make you lose your warhammer.
You decided to go along with our dumb ideas.
Well, no one else had any better ideas.
I didn't say anything about jamming stuff into stuff.
Anyways, we are here now.
I did.
We should take a look around.
Inside this room, you see a bevy of different things, some old chairs, some old crates, a bunch of just miscellaneous things that have been stored in the house previously that are now up here and collecting dust.
Well,
I searched for treasure.
Erwin searches for treasure. His nose finds nothing of value, but underneath one of the tables there's a small cubby, and it reveals that there is another key just laying out in the open inside said cubby.
I snatched the key.
Of course he does. Mine, bitch.
I question why
And
you
other
even
key
brought
to-
along.
That laugh is like a clip all on its own, man. Oh my god.
Edge's laugh has always been good, yes.
Hands key to Edge.
Edge is the one that found the key.
He already
Yeah,
has the
but
key.
I had the other one. I opened the door.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
handing him that one as well. That way he can be the key collector.
Outside of that,
Unlike
there's
other
nothing. There's nothing of monetary value here. There's probably a lot of sentimental stuff up here, but outside of that,
What kind of sentimental
I
stuff?
mean,
I don't know. You have to ask the Baghdad himself to see what it means to him.
Well, if there are there any pictures? Are there any?
No naked ladies up here.
Well, then fine.
I grab any books I can with Mage Hand and stuff them in the bag.
You stuff more storybooks into your bag.
Well, if there's nothing up here for us, then. there's
Other than
some-
that key, that was the main item of value up here.
All right.
Yeah, let's go check that other room.
Fine.
Okay.
Unload, reload.
Unload, reload. I'm gonna load up the second floor map, and then I have to go pee.
Yeah.
Bog.
I spot a dog.
You all are right here.
Yep.
I'll be right back.
Homestar, right back. Homestar, right back. Homestar, right back. We're coming right back after these messages. We're coming right back after these messages.
Uh, this has been fun so far. I mean, we've got like an hour left. About. So. I don't know if we're truly gonna get everything done that he might have wanted us to, but oh well. Ed, what are your favorite Girl Scout cookies?
Hard to say. It's been a long time.
What is your favorite that you remember?
Thin mints. Chocolate and mint is a combo that never goes wrong.
Mm-hmm. I agree. For some reason, it's just a really, really good combo. I feel like there should be more candies that do that, but I can't really think of many that do.
What, candies?
Why isn't there a chocolate and mint candy bar?
There is. It's called a York peppermint patty.
Oh, right.
And here's a hot tip: take one of those and dump them into a mug of hot chocolate.
What does that do?
Turns it into mint hot chocolate.
Mm.
You can also do it with candy canes.
Good point. Although candy canes are not nearly as good as York candy.
Yeah, but hot chocolate will melt the shit out of any candy you put into it.
That's true.
Chocolate and mint just no.
You don't
they
like
just
it?
Don't go to,
What?
No, I don't. I like chocolate. I like some mint, but I don't like the combination of flavors.
Really?
Yeah.
That's probably one of my favorite. Like right next to like white chocolate. I love chocolate and mint. So good.
White chocolate is okay, but I prefer dark chocolate.
Oh, you're one of those.
Oh wow! Oh, you're one. Okay. Screw you, buddy.
I'm joking.
Uh-huh.
I can't stand white chocolate.
I'm
You
gonna
can?
end this session right here because Q is a jerk.
Dark chocolate is just too rich for me. I like more lighty stuff.
Racist.
Well, it's not racist.
It's
The
chocolate.
darker the chocolate, the more it tastes like dirt.
The more it's just
Well-
like, oh god, this taste is gonna be in my mouth forever.
There is a point where the dark chocolate becomes too bitter for my taste.
Yeah.
I do like maybe 40 to 50% cacao in there to get both the chocolate flavor and a little bit of bitterness, but beyond that, it just becomes too much, you know.
My mom likes dark chocolate. I'll steal it from her from now every now and again. But
My
it's a sure way to make sure that I don't eat all of her candy.
now,
It's a deterrent.
my mom likes the super dark licorice, and I don't mean Twizzlers, which taste like plastic. I mean like the classic dark bitter licorice, the black licorice. You know.
The stuff you have to go places, goes to a specialty store to get.
Yeah, exactly.
Because no sane person would actually eat that stuff.
She is not always sane, that's for sure. I love my mom. She's a great person, but she like me, I guess, weird shit. So
Hey, sometimes it's some more fun stuff.
you're gonna put your icon up, Mr. Punchy Man?
Yeah, I don't think he's back yet.
He said he was back.
Did he? I didn't hear him.
Yeah,
there
see,
he is.
there he is.
Okay.
Okay. I
Right.
peek out the door.
Punchy.
Peek out the Punchy-kins.
Punchy
You peek
man.
out the door and you see nothing of note, but you still hear the melody.
Right, I'm ignoring the melody. I'm going to continue to ignore the melody and head over to this other room and try the key on it.
All right. You quietly walk over to the other room and you try the key, and it does not fit.
Damn.
When?
Okay, then we will, I guess, go check out that melody then.
Yes. Let us go.
Do note that we have 1 hour remaining, so
Correct.
as you near the T junction, you hear the melody louder coming from the south.
Well,
I edge up to the door.
I see what you did there.
Sure.
be subtle.
Edge up to the
Owen.
door, and you can definitely tell that the haunting melody is residing within this room.
I peek into the room.
As you peek inside the room, your face becomes cold. There's a lot of cold air stored in the room, and it starts to seep out as you open the door. You see a ghostly couple dancing in the center of the room.
But that's fine for me because I'm my warlock heritage is silver.
What does silver have to do with ghosts?
What?
Oh, it has to do with cold.
That's fine, but that's still not going to help you if you start fucking with ghosts.
Oh no, I'm not gonna fuck with the ghosts.
Owen, what is
Unless
in
I
there?
have to.
Why is it so
Go-
cold?
Ghosts. It's ghosts. It's full of ghosts.
Ghosts.
Reggie.
Maybe we
I
should
peer
just...
around inside and see if there's anything I need to snatch.
You peer around inside, and probably, if you really, really, really wanted to tempt fate, you could steal some of the music sheets off the piano.
Not this time.
Good call.
I mean, we really could. I could enable silence, and that would allow us to do that without being heard or noticed.
Let's let the happy couple dance.
Yes, it's best to not, disturb ghosts and graves and whatnot. It's just not a good outcome.
Curses and whatnot.
Right. I do have a way to get rid of curses, but I don't believe they are a curse, for now at least.
I peer out into the foyer.
You peer out into the foyer, and the guards have kind of returned to their normal shebang-a-bang.
I don't believe we've missed many rooms, but there
There's
is-
still
should
stuff
probably-
downstairs, though, and there's a...
Our goal is the basement. We've got to check the first floor.
Well, let me
And you
look
still
through-
have the
Yeah,
maps in hand, so be
still-
sure to refer to the maps in
Let me
Discord.
quickly look at the map here to see where exactly this basement entrance really is. I'll have to open up here in the
That's fine. Yeah. Take your time.
Where Where is this basement entrance? Ah, I see it. It was back in the kitchen.
So that's why it was trapped.
Well, I don't believe we have much of a choice, men.
I still have 3 key,
Do.
so I can use pass without a trace again unless it has a cooldown.
It does not.
Okay.
Well,
So
yes. I would
I will
advise
use
that.
pass without a trace.
Alright, men, to the kitchen.
Load the floor.
the little, like... Well, I lead the way to the kitchen since I have the map. Alright. Yes, I lead the way to the kitchen. So I have the map here.
Zoom in. Zoom in.
You trying to make your icon bigger?
No, trying to see.
Oh.
Well, the map is pretty big. You should be able to see everything from where you are.
Scroll wheel.
Oh, I can
Oh my-
see everything. I just can't zoom in.
Sig. How long did it take you to get that? You've been trying to put that in all
No, I
set.
just did it now. It took me as long as you to swap to this map.
But you haven't been calling anybody slab this whole time.
I just think it's funny.
Is
I punched
Come on,
it.
slab! How
Alright.
small are you making your icon, Edge? Jesus.
I can't see my icon. There we go.
Oh, jeez.
The guards notice you, senpai.
Right. This way, you two. This way. I opened the door to the kitchen.
Sticky floors, flying utensils.
Gentlemen, this way. I try my best to dodge the utensils that are flying at me. I guess we have to roll for something, right?
I'm just gonna assume that you guys were successful this time. I'm not gonna make you go through the whole event again.
Okay. So then get into this room here, this little storage room.
You use the new fancy key. It takes you into the secondary storage room of the kitchen, and you see some stairs leading down.
Ah, finally.
Down the stairs.
Yes, to the basement.
Na,
Okay, you guys will load up here.
Okay. Bonk. Yeah.
All right, here we are in Magnate Yosef's cellar.
One with the punch.
Here you are inside a prep room. This does have bottles of wine, other kinds of liquids, and some food that doesn't need to be stored in any kind of cooler or case. It's just quick storage items for the help to bring upstairs.
I put all the wine in the bag.
Of course you do.
Right.
Wine's valuable.
Halfling, could you please look through this door real quick? Peek through it.
Peeks through the door.
Why does the halfling need to do it? Why don't you?
Because I'm clearly his slave.
Well, no, it's just, I'd rather, with your,
You got a
Um,
thing against halflings?
you know,
Do you have
I
some
just-
sort of prejudice that we don't know
No,
about? Or
no,
do you
I
need to
just-
talk?
I just trust him more than myself. Of
Dexterous,
course.
so it doesn't matter.
The next room over, there's nothing in here. It's just a crossover room between the servants' quarters and this downstairs storage area.
And you don't trust me, huh?
Well,
Well, I
so
get it.
He definitely doesn't trust you,
Well,
obviously.
you broke my
I mean, you're also
only
preoccupied stealing
offensive weapon.
Mm.
So no, my trust in you is not the highest at the moment. But if you would like, you can definitely throw yourself open any doors you so desire to see.
I peer out the next door.
Mega Man looks out the door. The next room is a servant's prep and dressing area. There are various hooks and cubbies along the walls. Some have clothing such as uniforms, smocks, shoes, and other servants' attire. And then there is a door to the north.
Well, I guess we will check the door to the north.
Checking the hallway to the north, you see 2 doors on either side of the hallway, another door at the far end, and a T-junction.
Come on, nerds, don't be such wusses.
Ah. Well, where do you want to go first?
Let's ignore these servants' quarters. I doubt there's anything of value in them.
Fine.
All right, so you move up to the T-junction.
Looks like more servants' quarters.
Yes, the map shows that. Although there definitely seems to be some more interesting places to, well, the west, so I think we should head over there, unless there's any objections.
No.
Good. Great, even. I mean,
Is it okay to quickly check if there's anything of value in each of the doors?
You can certainly do that if you wish.
I'm not robbing servants. I have
I mean,
some
they must be
standards.
well paid.
No. They're servants. And I'm not stealing their meager possessions.
no.
What if we need keys or something? They could hide it in a servant quarters room. You know, no one would ever check that.
You
Halfling
know
isn't
what?
wrong.
That's a fair point.
Look at the
Halfling?
look at the slab given logic.
Alright, then Halfling, you do all the checking.
The halfling quickly checks all 7 of the rooms. 7 of the rooms.
Okay, starting from the south. This room reveals nothing. This room, I need you to
Roll the d20.
yes.
4.
Just roll a d20 and tell me what the number is.
He got a 4.
Oh, a 4. Oh. While searching the room, and you are covered in a burlap bag that cinches itself up. You are trapped inside this living bag, and I need you to roll a strength check to see if you can get out, or maybe one of your teammates can assist you.
Halfling!
I'm following along because I want to see what happens.
You're such an asshole.
I pull out my bent, fucked up dagger and try to get him out.
Well, he hasn't even
Okay.
rolled for the strength check yet.
Well, yeah, Zig needs to roll his strength check first to see if he can bust out.
Is that a d20 again?
Yes, please.
13 plus 2, 15.
Ooh, just barely. You managed to punch through the seams on the top of the bag, breaking the cinch, and you managed to squirm out of the bag while it's wiggling and still trying to suck you back in.
Sounds like a fancy name for a condom.
I mean,
I
it
take
is
the bag and put it in my bag.
Oh my god.
Yo, dog, I heard you like bags. So I put a bag in your bag so we can store even more stuff in all the bag.
Gives it to the Lord of the Manor. Yeah, your silly bag didn't mean anything to us. You need to get better traps.
How do you know it was one of the Lord's traps? How do you know it wasn't a servant's trap? Because, it's a cheap trap. Nothing, bag.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then nothing. Here you find a servant who is sitting in his chair. He is slumped over in the chair, dozing, with a bottle of alcohol in his hand.
Erwin, don't.
Is the bottle of alcohol empty?
It's mostly empty.
I replace it with a full one.
Oh,
Okay.
All right then.
Switching out the bottle in the man's hand doesn't wake him, but it does make him slump in the chair just a little bit more due to the weight of the fresh bottle.
Yes. Well, good mind trick, Erwin. Good job.
These are not the droids you're looking.
Yes. Well, I say we proceed now, after that debacle, to the west.
Oh,
Open
west.
door.
Yes, hatchling. Hatchling? I keep saying that. Halfling.
Going west takes you out into the main hall. It is an S shape. You see 3 doors on the left, and the hall leads to the right afterwards.
The first door on our left leads to a spiral staircase that looks like it's leading down from this map. Then we have a little storage room and a room with...
It's actually leading up. Learn how to read a map.
Well, it's hard to tell when it's a spiral. Leading up to the first floor.
God says it's leading up, stupid cleric.
God? Finally?
We'll take that. We'll take. Okay, so we have an escape route.
Yes, a good escape route. A small room with some crates, and a room with a red thing.
First, I check the room with the crates. Crates could have stuff.
Okay, and the hallway storage room has nothing of interest other than some personal belongings like blankets, pillows, and some
I'm gonna
other
take it.
for the servants.
I'll put
Yeah,
it
I'm not
aside.
taking anything. I'm not taking this crap.
I'm not quite sure what's in this room here. But
Let's
it's-
go look.
Okay.
Okay. Erwin enters the room and sees a circular pool of what looks to be water. For some reason, it's red.
We'll wait outside.
Okay.
This is a fountain of blood.
I believe it is.
Or is it wine? How about you taste it and find out?
I'm not tasting that.
Let
Why don't
me-
you taste it?
I'm
will
standing outside.
I will instead use identify on this pool.
Let me see how that interacts with water. Second. So with identify, you have to touch the object. In this case, it is the water to help identify what it is.
Well, then I
Do you-
lightly touch the red pool.
You
to identify
touch
it.
the red pool, and it feels like normal water. It's just red for some reason. It's not thick like blood.
Hmm.
However, interacting with the pool causes the water to bubble up and take shape.
Uh,
And
Well,
now
it's-
you're in combat.
Well, this would have been going better if I had my hammer.
Maybe. Maybe not. Who knows?
Well, at least it's not blood. What
Okay.
What are we fighting?
I'll have to take an action, won't I, to enter the room?
Yes, you will.
Okay, so,
So
I'll
we do need to-
preemptively do that.
Everybody needs to roll for initiative. So roll a d20.
17.
15.
18.
18? Come on. Alright.
And I get a 15.
Is this a water elemental?
It is akin to one. It is a really low level one. If you were fighting a full on water elemental, you'd be having a bad time right about now.
So wait, what happens if two people roll the same number?
The person with the highest dexterity gets to go first. And in
But it
this
doesn't matter since Zig has to take an action to get inside anyway.
correct. Well, he has to use his move to get inside, and then he can take an action. But let's see.
Dex is 16.
Yeah, you would get to go first because the elemental's dex is 14. So
Yay!
All right, so Edge, me, Zig, and then the enemy.
the anemone goes last.
All right, Edge, what do you do first?
Let's see.
Man, he has a lot of damage resistances.
Is he resistant to ice?
I don't know. Is he?
Let's find out. Ray of Frost.
Roll your 2d8. I gotta roll.
9.
Okay, so 9 points of damage. Let's see, that is. Okay, cool. You do 9 points of damage. It is not resistant to frost. Very good. It is
Alright.
Cubert's turn.
About how many gallons of water are we talking here?
Oh, I did not calculate how many gallons of water are in that pool. It's probably greater than 10, but you could potentially manipulate 10 up to 10 gallons of water.
Can't. Well, I'll destroy 10 gallons of water.
Oh.
That way I can at least damage it instead of.
Oh, how?
It does say create or destroy up to 10 gallons of
Yeah,
water.
I understand that. I'm trying to see how that would affect the water elemental. Because they don't really talk about that in the monster description. So I need to figure out a good way to handle this. 1 second. How big is this thing?
I guess he didn't really. Yeah. It may not seem like it's an attack, but destroying water could be an attack.
Theoretically, in this case, it could be.
Yeah. Not like I have anything else to use.
Yeah, because your hammers would work real well on water.
It'd be something.
It would be nothing.
Says you.
Okay, so if you want to destroy up to 10 gallons of water, I'm going to assume that, say, this guy has contains a 50 gallons of water. So if you were to destroy 10 gallons, that would effectively do 20% of his current health in
Yes.
damage.
Please
Well, do 20% of his total health in damage.
Okay. Do I need to roll anything?
Yes. Actually, no. I'm gonna roll to see if I resist any of that.
Okay.
So yeah, that's a no. So let's see. Let me get the calculator out here. Let's see.
You know it's gonna go great when you have to get the calculator out.
You have to use a calculator a lot as a DM. Okay, good. Hey, that's a bunch of damage. Good.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how much it is, but do note that you chunked out 20% of the elemental's form in destroying 10 gallons of water.
Nice.
So he's got at least 80% of his health left at this point. All right, Zigima.
I try communicating with it as I speak elemental.
Oh, and what do you want to say to the elemental now that you've pissed it off?
Well,
You've
apologize
effective-
for both of my friends for being idiots because I am the cool and calm person. And attempt to get it to go back into the pool and leave us alone.
Okay, so here's the fun part. Do you wish to attempt to roleplay this situation? If you do not wish to roleplay the situation, we can try to resolve it with dice.
Nice.
Okay. So you've generally said, I apologize for chunking 20% of your form, and that my friends are idiots.
Yes.
So what I'm gonna do is he's mad. He's very mad right now. I'm going to give it a 60% chance that your discussion with the elemental would fail. So I'm going to roll 2d10. If I get anywhere from 61 to 100, it is considered a successful discussion and he leaves. Anything 60 and less means your discussion has failed.
Okay.
82. You succeeded.
Yeah.
Nice.
So the elemental grumbles quite heartily in his native tongue, which is actually Aquan, but also works as elemental. Points at the two idiots, grows a neck, slices a finger across his neck, turns and goes back to the pool, and then reforms with the rest of the pool.
Right then, moving on.
You're welcome.
Yes,
Leave
thank
that
you.
one.
Thank you, Halfling.
Good job, Zig. Good job.
Well, we have some tattered rooms.
Are these cells? Are we in a dungeon?
These are cells. They don't look
This one
like
has
they've
a
been
skeleton?
they don't look like they've been inhabited for a very long time. But
Does this one have a skeleton in it?
yeah, that one appears to have a skeleton in it.
Best to
Old Duke What's His Face has some skeletons in this closet. Jesus.
a nice.
No, you already stole all the skeletons out of his closet.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, they're in the back.
Everything's in the bag.
Right. Well, to the east, first to the east, there's a small room with a. I think this is a torture chamber.
Jesus.
I believe so. And then the next room. There seems to be a coffin in there.
But you're not ill.
I'm gonna peek inside that room.
You peek inside the room and you see the coffin is completely shut, and you see the two statues on either corner, along with a very large suit of armor overlooking said coffin.
Do any of you guys have a wooden stake?
I do not.
You don't need that. Oh, what I was thinking, in case anything's enchanted, maybe you could dispel magic. Remember, you could do that.
Maybe
Or
we should go
identify
back to one of the
it.
chairs and fashion one.
We could. Are you implying that a vampire is here?
I am absolutely implying that. It's a coffin that has bat wings on it.
Well then, we.
I'm saying
Could.
we should be ready.
It is not a bad idea. Well, I won't stop you if you want to go and fasten a leg from a chair. Just don't get caught.
The thing that is to possibly summon, if it's not alive, is something undead.
Are you okay, Erwin?
I'm okay. It's dusty down here.
Where are you heading, Erwin?
He's getting a leg from a chair.
There's no chairs in the hallway.
No. There are in the servants' quarters, though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, or better yet, do some crates over here.
Okay.
Too bad we broke the
You
door.
attempt to break some crates. First off, what are you breaking the crates with?
Uh,
My fist.
Oh boy.
Didn't think that far, did you?
no.
I got a 20 on a d20 if that rolls for anything.
What were you rolling for?
To
Pun-
punch the
break a
Punching,
crate.
punching the crates.
Zig punches one of the crates, yells at it in slab, and it splinters all over the floor. But most of the splinters are too small to be used as an effective stake because he rolled a natural 20, fritted the crate, and completely shattered it.
Well, if anyone has any binding, we could put some of the shatters together to create a
No,
Steak.
we need a bigger thing than that.
That's what she said.
I mean, if someone still had their warhammer, you know, they could have broken the crate. and
Yeah,
made it
if
like I
if
did.
someone were to still have their warhammer,
Mm.
it would be quite nice. But it seems we do not have that luxury anymore.
Do you still have the chunks of the Warhammer?
No.
Guess we'll have to go get them then.
Are we
Wait,
really?
no, we don't have to do that.
What do you mean?
I pick up some of the parts from the crate that look like they go to one board, and I cast mend on them.
Ooh, very good. You mend enough of the board to make it whole.
Right.
So you
I
have
whittle
one
it into a
whole
point.
solid board.
And I use my fucked up knife to whittle it into a point.
You're fucked up. You're gonna whittle a. You do know how long that would it'd take you all damn night to whittle down a board with a fucked up.
When we don't have the time.
I guess.
Do you want? I mean, I still have the dagger that you gave me, the not fucked up one, if you would like that.
There you
Again,
go.
whittling down a board.
Well, he can do it while we're walking around and examining stuff.
Can I just slice it with like a sickle or something? Would that be a straight cut, or would that just destroy it like my fist?
Well, the only reason why you destroyed it with your fist is you rolled a natural 20, which is essentially a crit.
Yay.
So, if you tried to attack a board with your sickle, there is a chance that you could get a nice angled slice on it. But since you're aiming to do a very specific slice, you would take a kind of like a reduction. You'd have like a little penalty for doing that. But I would let you attempt it.
What would I need? to
Well,
roll?
I would have you roll, of course, a d20.
Yeah.
You would have a -2 to your roll because you're trying to do something very specific and challenging. And I would have you roll. You could roll using your dex because that is your primary stat. And I would want you to roll a 17 or higher to successfully cut it in such a way that it would make an effective stake.
Well, what do you two think? Should I?
If you believe it,
Well, I mean, we can try again.
yeah.
I can just mend it again.
Oh, yes, sure. Okay.
Go right ahead.
14 minus 2 plus 3.
So that's 15. You did not succeed. You cut the board in half. It is jagged.
Not good enough. I mend it. We try it again.
I get an 18.
Do it right!
Well, I get 19.
Yeah. So that time it is successful in terms of cutting the board at such an angle that you could create an effective stake.
Good. Now all we need is to retrieve his hammer.
You realize the end of the hammer is destroyed.
Yes. And
I can cast mend on it.
Why didn't you do that like an hour ago?
Because it didn't occur to me.
it didn't occur
Worst
to me.
wizard ever.
I was a bit in shock to think of mending.
Okay, here's the deal. If you want to run all the way back up to the attic, we're not switching 3 maps to do that.
Right.
So, to do that successfully, how much time have you been tracking your time, Zig?
Yeah, we have half an hour left. Because
Okay.
I started it at, 3 a.m.
Yep.
So by
we-
the end of the session, it should end.
Yep. We
Okay.
have half an hour.
So then you successfully run upstairs, you grab the shit, you mend it, you come back down, the cleric has a full mace again.
Thank you.
Now what?
Now we go inspect that coffin.
Right. To the coffin, then. Erwin, you are
I
first.
open the door.
You open the door. Nothing happens.
I hand the stake to Lance.
Oh,
Is he a lance or a stake?
Get to the point.
ignoring the joke. I will
Come on,
take,
slabs.
I will take the stake.
Are you staying out in the hall, Zig? Okay.
Actually,
I carefully open the coffin.
You carefully open the coffin and find it empty.
So I think that maybe our employer is the one who is the vampire.
I was thinking that too.
Zig,
whatever.
I need you to roll a d20 for me.
okay. Oh. There you go. I got a 10.
You hear a scream from out in the hallway of a halfling being dragged away.
Ah, shit.
Zig, you are going this way up the hall, being dragged away by a shadowy figure. Dun, dun, dun.
Halfling, get
Burst
back here!
out the hallway and chase after.
You
I
guys chase
give-
after
Give
him,
chase too.
but I am gonna switch the map one more time now.
Okay. boss time.
Okay, you guys can all put your characters here. The shadowy figure pulls a lever at the end of the hallway, which pushes the statue up against the pathway. And you have your bad guy here. It's not... Well, that's probably a terrible icon to use.
Use an undead.
It's at the bottom.
That works too.
That'll do. That'll do. So, Zig, put yourself right in front of the bad guy. While the other two idiots have popped out of the passageway.
Unhand the halfling.
Why would I want to do that? You've been rummaging around my house all evening long, and what have you gained?
Your clothes.
You stole my clothes?
I stole a lot of things.
I wanted you to steal things. I didn't want you to steal my entire wardrobe. Do you know how long it takes to get fitted for some good pants in this city?
He also has your pillows.
That means they're valuable, at least to you. What will you pay to have them returned?
I don't pay you. I pay your employer.
What will you pay them to have them returned?
That's none of your business. That's up to our contract. The magnate stares you down while he holds up the halfling in front of him with one hand, the halfling wriggling in midair. What would you pay to get your friend back?
Better question, what would you pay to live through this little encounter?
You middling street urchins think you can stop me?
Yeah.
I attempt to intimidate him.
Alright. Well, then I guess you'll have to roll.
Okay.
As I'm
Are
still here, is it worth using Stunning Strike?
hold on 1 second, one action at a time.
Yeah.
We can consider that.
Okay.
Are you proficient in intimidation?
Yes, I am.
What is your bonus to that?
7.
Okay. Let's see. And intimidation uses charisma. What is your charisma score?
18.
Where the heck? Jesus.
I'm a sorcerer.
You intentionally picked the highest stat possible to be an effective sorcerer.
I also put the bonuses that I got from being 5th level into it.
Yeah, I couldn't do that. Apparently my maximum was allowed 16.
That's what I rolled. So I didn't roll any 18s for either of you. So
Oh, I didn't roll an 18, but you get to train additional points when you reach either
Correct.
third or fourth level.
Correct, but even then, the additional stats were not going to make him 18. So
It was 6. My top stat was 16.
I
with
understand
the bonus
what your
being healed.
stats were. Their stats were not that good.
No.
It's not always about you, Erwin. Okay, so roll a d20 for your intimidation. Put on your charisma bonus, of course, and we'll see what happens.
He rolls a 1.
18.
You do not intimidate him.
Worth a shot.
You almost had it.
Ah,
He looks at you with disdain and is like, "Are you trying to step up to me?"
Yes,
Are
I
you-
am.
Man. You guys have some nerve. I invite you into my home to test my security system, offer you free stuff to take, and then you want to invade my private sanctum and try to stab me in the chest.
well,
We
you're the
didn't
one,
know what to expect.
and also you're the one that took our halfling hostage.
We did not
Oh.
know you were a vampire.
Well, if you would stop leaving your halflings out in the hall, put your toys away when you're done with them.
He was the guard, but I guess he's not very good at that.
Okay, now Zig, you said you wanted to attempt an action.
Yeah, stunning strike to release myself.
Okay, so that's going to be kind of tough because you're facing away from him. So you're going to have to twist around in your clothes to turn and hit him.
Kidney shot.
Does kidney shot work on an undead?
Who knows? I mean, with enough key, it might.
Well, you can give it a whirl.
Okay.
Roll a d20 for me.
20.
Ooh.
I'm guessing kidney shot works on an undead.
And now it does.
You deftly twist around in the vampire's hand, swing your right fist directly into his kidney. He bumps up into the air slightly. His feet come off the floor. He comes back down. His hand releases you. You fall to the floor, and he starts groaning in pain. And he yells, "Why did you do that? I'm not even undead. This is just a costume." Ah,
Costume?
ah,
We don't even really want to kill you.
oh my God, that hurt.
What do you mean, costume?
I collect occult items, and I just wanted to scare you into this last bit. Oh, God.
Why'd you do that?
Because I thought it would be funny. I didn't expect you to actually try to beat the crap out of me.
Beating the I didn't intend to beat the crap out of him. I hit him
Ah.
harder than expected.
You want me
Ah,
to come in at 8?
I've never known a halfling to hit
Fine.
so hard. Ow.
Ugh.
He slumps to the ground and
No, I'm
holds his
perfectly happy to
side.
come in an hour later.
What?
Oh, sorry, I got a call from my boss.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay,
So
I'll
he-
see you then. Bye.
Tell him you're
I get-
beating up. Telling him,
I get
telling
to
you,
come in an hour later.
Nice.
tell him you're beating up old men and stealing their clothes.
And pillows.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So Magnate Yosef crumples to the floor, sits down, holding his side, and just going, ah,
The
ah,
requests Lance to heal.
ah.
Should I really?
Yes.
Yeah, we should. He's our employer.
I didn't intend to hurt him.
All right.
You were gonna. Can you imagine if he was actually laying in that coffin still, and you tried to stab him?
We would definitely have killed him.
No, we weren't gonna kill him unless he came at us like,
You intended to stab him through the lid of that coffin, don't you?
I did not. I intended to look inside and see what was there. If it was full of gold, I was gonna swipe it and put it in the bag.
All right. Well, I cast Cure on
The-
our host.
The steak was insurance.
You cast Cure. You lessen his aches and pains and his not ruptured kidney, but it hurts a lot.
Well, I
Ugh.
apologize for that, but
Ugh,
it was coming to you.
I didn't deserve this. I was just
I mean,
Okay.
you kind of did.
ugh. Look, just take the final key. Here, he tosses a key on the ground. Go find the thing and get the fuck out of my house. Oh,
Woo! Treasure!
oh.
All right, Erwin, go.
Do you
I
know
take the
where
key.
to go?
Watch out for
Do
the
you know-
guards,
Oh
Erwin.
yeah, there's one door we haven't been able to unlock yet.
Yeah, where are you headed?
I've tried every key on it except this one.
Mm-hmm.
It's on the second floor.
Erwin, watch out for guards.
What? Right, I watch out for guards.
Oh yeah, hold on a second. Boop.
I cast invisibility.
Well, technically, you still have Pass Without a Trace on, thanks
that's
to
true.
the halfling. So, okay, I'm gonna assume without switching floors. I'm
Yep.
gonna assume you're on the second floor. You get up to the door and you try the key, and it doesn't work.
Ah,
Come on.
It is a door that is legitimately locked without a key. You're gonna either have to lockpick it or find some other way to get the door down.
Halfling.
I've been keeping it in my back pocket for a while.
Yosef did this
Very tempting to
intentionally.
use it.
What is this thing
It's
you have in your...
very tempting.
What is this thing you have in your back pocket?
I have fireball.
What's? Oh, don't do no. Those
no.
hallways are way too tight for you to use fireball without killing yourself and other people in the process.
Yes,
I have fireball, and I have a little ability called what is it?
I veto anything
Careful
with fire.
spell.
I veto anything with fire.
You have what now?
I have careful spell, which means I can make the effects not matter for me and my friends.
But the objective isn't to kill anyone.
Well, we're not
Yeah,
killing-
well, there's
we're trying
nobody
to-
else.
We're trying to open a door.
Oh. Are you going to set the place on fire? It's a fireball.
Not supposed to destroy and damage the rest of the house, remember?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
halfling, would you like the honors of breaking down the door?
Can I try and punch the lock out again?
Okay. Well, then you can attempt to punch the lock out. Roll a d20.
18. That's without any bonuses.
Okay, so what is your strength bonus?
2.
Puts it up to a whole 20. You manage to punch the door. You hurt your hand in the process, but you do manage to knock out the entire lock and door handle in the process.
Yes.
I kick the door down.
It's already... What?
Kick. Well,
already- Oh,
I
right.
kick it open.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna do the heroic thing and kick the door open. Ha ha! Within the room, you find a chest at the far end, and not a whole lot else. There's other shelves and stuff in there. But there's nothing else of value other than what appears to be a chest.
Well, Erwin,
I use Mage Hand to try and unlock the chest with the key that I was given.
That key does not work on the chest.
Ugh.
do any of
How
the
many
keys
points
work?
of damage did I take?
No, none of your keys work on that chest.
Did I take 2 points?
Okay.
I'm not going to worry about health at this point. I don't think you're going to have any other encounters, so... Not unless you
Alright.
go into very specific rooms, you're not going to have any other further combat encounters.
Right. Everybody,
Hmm.
help me lift this chest into the bag.
How is that of any value if you can't open it?
It can be opened when we find someplace with lockpicks later. The point is that it's not in the house and we stole it.
It's going to take all three of you to lift that thing into the bag.
Are we sure it'll even fit in the bag?
Should be
Bags,
fine.
bags of holding can do that sort of thing.
They can stretch?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, fine.
So, with the force of all three of you, you manage to lift, slide, and push the treasure chest into the bag of holding, which it happily swallows up.
There, problem solved.
Alright.
Yeah, but now we have this key that we don't know what to do with.
There is one specific place in the manor that you'll need to use that key on.
Well, let's quickly look at the map.
So look at your maps.
Is there anything that screams treasure here to any of you?
It's a MacGuffin, but it's not necessarily treasure. It is a
Hey.
Hmm.
What if we? I think we have to go back down to the basement, but there's. I'm looking at this map here, and there's a spiral staircase that goes to one room.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that doesn't go. The spiral staircase, it turns out, doesn't go outside. It just goes to this room that has a door in it.
Hmm. It's worth a try.
Let's go there.
Okay.
You want to go back to the elemental that you managed to piss off?
No, it's the next door down. There's two doors down from the elemental.
Oh,
Yes.
that southern one. Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
Well,
so
luckily the
you go back
spiral
to-
staircase is just right down here.
yes, you go back to the basement. The key unlocks that hallway that you never checked, leading to the spiral staircase and into this tiny little secret room.
Secret room. Okay, I try to open the door.
You open the door, and at the far end of the room is a skull with two jades, one in each eye, and then a small box with a felt cover on it.
I use Mage Hand to investigate the box.
You open the box, and inside is a gold-covered or gilded locket.
Right, I guess all this into the bag.
All right, then.
I suppose so.
Everything goes into the bag.
Well,
Now, what do you do?
is there any place left that we should check?
Well, I mean, unless you guys want to try shoving that piano into the bag.
No,
We still have a key, right?
No, you've used all your
we've
keys.
used all the
Oh,
keys.
okay, that was the last item. So
That was the last locked area.
I think we should leave the piano alone and leave the two ghosts to, their own dancing.
Right, I take all these books that are out here.
Okay.
I think our duty here is done.
All right. Do you wish to exit the manor?
We wish to exit the manor. We've taken most things that weren't nailed down or on fire.
All right. You exit the manor. Outside is Magnate Yosef himself waiting for you. Still clutching his side a little bit, but
Yo, what's up?
that's not how Lance speaks.
Hi.
Greetings.
Yes, greetings.
Greetings, Earthlings.
We, halfling, you explain.
Your security's not quite up to snuff if we can get through it.
Do you have anything to say, Halfling or Cleric?
You
I,
should put punch resistance on everything.
Punch resistance. Right.
Yes.
I believe the only thing I have to say is that well, you might want to, get an exorcist.
Why would I need an exorcist?
Are you
Ghost.
aware of the ghosts that are dancing in your piano room?
Oh yes, that's my great grandfather and great grandmother. They live here.
Yeah, it's fine then.
Right.
Right.
Killed the book, and we took a chunk out of the elemental in the basement, and we apologize.
Oh yes. Do send my apologies to the elemental.
His name is Bert.
Well, send my apologies to Bert. He frightened
And I put
me.
red food coloring into the water to make you think it was blood, okay?
Well,
Yeah.
why would you do that to
trying figure
Bert?
that one out.
Because he thought it would be funny too. Did you not ask him?
We can't. Well,
No,
I can't.
it was
speak
kind
elemental.
kind of a tense situation.
Yes.
We had two people that decided to attack it prior to talking to it.
Well, the one who speaks elemental didn't speak up.
Well, because you,
You
jumped
both-
into combat
You,
before you had a
both
chance to
knew
chat
you
for-
wanted to hit the thing.
Well, when you're in a tight situation and you have to think fast, sometimes it's just a matter of who gets the jump on who first.
Fine. Fine. Now, for the moment that decides whether your employer gets paid or not, I need you to show me all of the things that you came away with, and we shall find out if you have been successful.
I
Um,
open up the bag of holding and hold it upside down and dump everything that was inside it out.
I step away as to
Uh,
not let anything fall on me.
Stuff begins to stumble down the stairs up against the fountain. Clothes, books, giant chests, clonking everywhere, stuff. Just, my God,
Very
you,
angry buck.
you,
Very
you
angry buck, yes.
stole my entire wardrobe. You literally stole every piece of clothing in my room.
And some books, don't forget.
And his pillows.
God.
You wanted us
Fine.
to test their security system.
Ah, jeez. Okay. Let's see here. The silverware is 10 silver. The cuckoo clock is 1 gold.
We didn't take the silver. Remember, we skipped
Yeah. Okay, that's right. Yeah. See, the cuckoo clock. The clothing I could care less about. That doesn't count.
Doesn't count.
It does not count.
Very
Good
well
day,
then.
son. No.
Very well then.
Let's see. A couple of interesting books here. An esoteric tome, which is good. That's 1 gold. Okay. The chest. I don't know if I should count the chest because the actual gold is in the chest, which you have not been able to physically retrieve.
Well, we can certainly
We
try.
would have been able to take it somewhere that we could retrieve it
I
if we
mean-
were not turning it into you.
Halfling, if you have enough strength, you could try opening it.
I mean, if it's full of gold, we could just destroy it and call it good.
You would end up destroying the gold too.
Yeah. It's
Gold's pretty durable.
No.
Gold is a
very
soft metal and would melt real easily.
Yeah, and it's still valuable even while melted.
I would appreciate
Focus,
you not
focus,
melt
focus
a
on
bunch of gold into slag on my front patio.
Then we will call it collected, and let's move on.
I give you half credit for that.
What are you,
The
my
ch-
middle school
Okay.
teacher?
Yes. No. But the treasure chest contained several bags of gold equal to about 10 gold total. Since you managed to come away with the chest but not the gold itself, I count that as 5 gold. You collected some candelabras from some nightstands. Various coins and sundries. Yes. You managed to not steal anything from the servants, and I'm quite impressed with that. Normally, most people would come through here and just wipe the place clean, regardless of who it belonged to. You have scruples.
Yeah.
Right. I do not see the platinum band in here. Okay. That would have been the most expensive thing, and it was on that toy skeleton in the cellar.
Toy skeleton?
It
mean,
was fake.
Those weren't real
It's-
cells?
It was. My young man, I love
Stealing
the
from the
occult.
dead?
I'm dressing as a vampire. I have a fake torture chamber, and I have a pet elemental who was made blood red by food coloring. You tell me if the skeleton was fake or not.
It was probably
you can't,
fake.
because it's made of plaster, because you didn't test it.
Well, you're just assuming we didn't test it. How you know that?
I know you didn't test it,
We
otherwise you would have found the platinum band on its finger.
Yeah, we probably.
Klepto fucks.
Hey, that's just him.
It points to Erwin.
And Erwin just shrugs.
You didn't come away with the music sheets. Okay.
What about the guard? Not the guard, the servant that had a full bottle of wine.
I
Surely you would
didn't.
have spoken to them.
I didn't check in on the servants before tallying everything up. So he
What
doesn't
about all
count.
the wine?
I don't count the wine as valuable because it's only been aged for a couple of months. It's not even that good. Needs a few more years before it's worth drinking.
So it's just grape juice?
Basically, yes.
Awesome. I take one of the bottles and start drinking from it.
You end up tasting slightly fermented grape juice.
Still okay.
Okay. Being that you've managed to collect almost everything, you've got the skull with the jade in there, and you have the special item, which is this locket here. He flips the locket open, and it's a picture of him and his granddaughter. See? This was the treasure all along.
Your granddaughter?
Yes.
That's not surprising.
I love
course
my
it-
granddaughter.
Of course he does.
She's
Oh.
amazing.
Oh, where is she now?
She's uptown visiting with her mother right now.
Oh.
She's not dead, if that's what you're trying
Well,
to imply.
are they aware of what you're doing?
They know how eccentric I am, and they are also equally eccentric, and that to me is hilarious.
Like
This guy's
father,
house
like
is
daughter.
awesome.
Yeah, can we like? Are you perchance renting?
I don't think you could afford any rooms in my home, good sir.
No,
If you're-
no, we absolutely
If you're
couldn't.
trying to obtain a job with Mr. Savatone, you definitely can't afford to live here. Sorry, old bean.
Yeah, this is a little bit outside of our price gate. It's strange.
With that said, I will consider this a success. It's not a 100% success, but it was 75%. I will give you that. You didn't explore every room in the house and find everything, but you did a very good job. You managed to come away with limited self-harm. You didn't kill any of my guards, which I really appreciate because they're expensive.
No, I imagine
And-
so.
And you managed to not destroy much of anything. So, all in all, I consider that a success.
Oh yeah, I give him his keys.
I don't need the keys. I just did that to make it more difficult on you.
You don't need keys.
Okay.
I can always make more.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I'm changing
This-
the locks anyway.
Oh, yes.
whatever.
Quite the good idea.
Then I will keep the keys.
And so, Magnate Yosef Rebule is going to report back to Mr. Savatone that you have successfully completed and tested his home. Mr. Rebule will have to go back and improve his security options and make things a little bit more dangerous so that the next group that comes through will need to be a little bit more experienced and a little bit more willing to endure some pain and suffering.
Or at least have one rogue with them.
I'm not a rogue.
Close enough.
Well, that was
I
fun.
selected Shadow for this very reason.
Yeah.
I'm glad I did.
So, some areas you didn't explore. This is like a conservatory slash, arboretum.
Arboretum.
Arboretum. You would have had to fight a plant monster.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been a good place to use fireball.
That would have.
Yes. Could have burnt the whole place to a crisp. At the top,
Hilarious.
at the top of the stairs on the second floor, on either side of the foyer, was 2 suits of armor, each of which had a +1 weapon on there, which would have been very helpful in doing extra damage and maybe replacing said mace.
Wow.
Whoops.
Yeah, good job. The extra house out here, the guest room has a toppling door trap. So as soon as you try to open the door, it collapses on top of you.
Oh,
Um,
wonderful.
there is one room in the house that has an incorporeal door. So as soon as you step into the room, you become incorporeal and you can't interact with anything in the room.
Oh,
It's meant as like a huge tease.
And it's full of treasure that we can't get, huh?
All of it looks like treasure. It's not, so it makes you kind of, you know, work really hard to figure out how to not be incorporeal to grab all the stuff.
And then it turns out that it's like that it's all fake plastic treasure.
Yes, exactly. It's meant as kind of like a honeypot, so to speak.
Black Bart's Cove.
So yeah, if you
Yeah.
had tried to rob like any of the servants' clothes or anything, there would be a chance to find some personal items that you could have had some value in. But I'm kind of glad you didn't. That's very nice. The torture chamber had a fake body in there, but if you tried to touch it, it would have spewed spores that would have tried to put you to sleep.
Mm.
And so the goal with this whole thing was to try and incapacitate you, not hurt you much and kill you. Oh, and one of my favorite things that you guys didn't do is there is like a little reading nook on the second floor with a window that looks out the back of the house. And as soon as you look out that window, a zombie kind of looks up at you, gets triggered, and runs into the house to chase you down. And he hunts you down throughout the house. Anytime you would enter a room with one of the deer heads, he would know exactly where you were because he is linked to those deer heads.
Ah.
But
So what would have happened if I'd cast Fireball on him?
Well, then you would have destroyed yourself and everything in the radius of the fireball.
Cool.
That's typically how fireball works. I mean, it's what 7d6 or something like that. Yeah, you're gonna screw some things up and burn the place to the ground. And I don't think you would have gotten your bonus if you burned the place to the ground.
No.
So, now that that's done and over with, do any of you have any thoughts, feedback?
Are we gonna do this again?
I mean, we can if you want to do some stuff like this again in the future and maybe make it a more regular affair.
sure.
That's up to Q.
I mean, yeah, I'd be down. It's just a matter of considering it took like what 3 weeks of us delaying it.
This is typical D&D danger is getting a regular group.
That's
Because
very true.
people have lives, people have things that are going on, stuff happens, sometimes you have to delay things. That's not a terrible thing as long as we can still endeavor to play from time to time. It doesn't have to be like once every other week or something like that. But, you know,
Yeah.
as long as we can properly schedule it for everybody.
Do you think we could do it like once a month?
Potentially.
Okay. We could try it once a month then.
So what we can do then is if we want to do something more consistent, I would recommend that we're going to start some new characters from level 1, and then we will be playing stuff more regularly, and you're probably going to see a lot crummier maps because this is one I exported from a public site. I did not make this.
Right.
Uh,
I couldn't tell with all the watermarks everywhere.
No.
Literally.
It was easier to find a complete package to work with and just build my custom stuff into it.
Right.
So yes, we can do that. But then that still brings back. Do you guys have any comments, any feedback, anything that you enjoyed, anything you didn't enjoy?
I liked the twist that it was just kind of all set up by the owner.
Edge.
What? I had a good time.
Well, that is high praise. Zig,
Yeah, I also had a good time. Like when I actually originally started this, I had butterflies, so I'm glad I went along with it.
why did you have butterflies?
I'm always nervous trying something new.
This is really easy, though. I mean,
Yeah,
the hardest part is building the character sheet. And once you get that done, it's just fly by the seat of your pants.
Oh yeah, that's why I was like, okay, I'm just going to be the thing that punches things, and then wait for people to do dumb stuff so I can look good.
Ah,
This is essentially what happened.
that's true. It did.
Ta-da! And he made everything better every single time.
Mhm.
Well, good. I'm glad everybody enjoyed it.
Yeah.
If we're wanting to do something more regular, what I would like to do as Q and Zig is I would like to work with you to build characters for the future
Sure.
rather than rolling them for you.
Sure.
Edge, you're gonna need to have a level 1 character. I don't recommend using Irwin from level 1, because you're not gonna have your bag of holding. You're not gonna have all your cool stuff. Um, but I do appreciate the creativity that you put into the character, having the curse, having the kleptomania and stuff like that, and playing that.
Oh, the kleptomania is probably partially me.
It is. Knowing Edge for
That-
as long as I do, it is.
But still being able to, while not everybody is required to roleplay, hell, I could have a whole party of people who don't feel comfortable roleplaying. But having somebody who roleplays out those kinds of little things is always enjoyable because it adds interaction and adds chaos into the mix, and that can be fun.
Just being impulsive and doing things to get them done.
Just make sure all of your characters don't have fucking kleptomania, okay? Just try to play something maybe outside of your comfort zone.
Okay.
Like play a gnome berserker who likes to read books or something. I don't know. Super smart berserker. Or barbarian, whatever. But yeah. Cool.
Okay.
So that's it for now.
Yeah, that is it for now. We're going a little over time, but that's okay. Alright, well, hopefully everyone in chat had fun watching, and everyone here had fun. It sounded like everyone had fun here. I did, at least. But, yeah. I got nothing else really to add on, besides I'm playing more Hollow Knight, which has been going, you know, decently well on a Monday, so if you want to watch that, come on by. And we'll see if we continue that. We probably will continue this. I don't know when exactly, but I'll keep updated. So for now, it is a goodbye and a good night. So good night, everyone.
Bye.
Later, nerds.